You're in Braves country.
Drink like me.
Lineup for Braves Country by D.M. McGee. A is for Aaron, the Hammer and Hank, the real home run king. Take that to the bank. B is for Bobby. Cox never cowered. He'd give Blue quite an earful on his way to the showers. C is for Chipper. Don't call him Larry. He would show up in Shea, the Mets he would bury. D is for David. Justice he'd bring. A Game 6 solo brought Atlanta their ring. E is for Eddie Matthews. 512 bombs away. Lit skies from Boston to Milwaukee to the A. F is for Fred. McGriff dog-biting crime. A fire was lit the day he arrived. G is for Glavine. Southpaw winds and kicks. Changing speeds east and west. A gem in Game 6. H is for Harry and his brother George Wright. The father of baseball, Boston pennants in flight. I is for inning, ending double play. Riley to Ozzie to Olsen all day. J is for Jones. Andrew let her fly. And his gloves in center is where singles would die. K is for strikeouts. A plenty from Strider. The quads in the stash, getting swings from that slider. L is for Lopez. Javi to B-Mac. Travis and Smurf, we've been lucky to see that. M is for Mad Dog. He won 355. Could swat flies with the changeup and still bust you inside. N is for Necro. He got to the hall by bending and knuckling and floating that ball. O is for Otis. Old Nixon could fly. The catch at the wall baffled our eyes. P's still for Peterson. Rockin' pearls. With Eddie and Jorge, we were out of this world. Q is a quandary for why Dale is not in. Murphy MVPs again and again. R is for ranking. The top pitcher's lore. Remember Kid Nichols, 107 WAR. S is for Smoltzy. The big three in the hall. When the game's on the line, you give John the ball. T is for Tyler. Matzik and the gift of 2021, the entire night shift. U is for Chavez, but we say Uncle Jesse. The frames, the release, kept the batters guessing. V is Van Weeren, Skip Carey 2, Don Ernie Joe, the tales from the booth. W is Warren, Spawn Johnny Sane. They'd ride him in Boston and then pray for rain. X marked the spot. Leo rocked next to Bobby, and his pitchers stayed hot. Why it makes us feel young, the game's main appeal. Chopping through the battery, there's no better feel. Z is for zip, boom, bam, ram-a-lam-a, ding-dong. Throughout the summer, we sing that song. From AJ to eyeglasses and a hell of a pen. Mad Max, Uncle Charlie, win after win. A cannon from short, and RC you later. Acuna Matata, there is no one greater. Though you can't fit them all when you just A to Z. Think of your favorites in the rafters we see. I started with 3, then 10, 25, 47, 31, and of course 29. Let's not forget 21, 41, 35, the great 44, or 755, and old number 6, who led his great teams. The pennants were flying. It felt like a dream. From Boston to Milwaukee to Atlanta's TBS, a family, a tradition, Braves country's the best. Lineup for Braves Country by D.M. McGee.
like me, you can't smoke like me. So don't try and be like me. Let's party together.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
We have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, and flat out deceived.
Why did you get so drunk?
You got drunk. I'm just really exhausted.
What's in that cup?
Armor Cokes.
Do you have any idea how important this is? We're trying to save the pub bowl. Really? This is what you're doing? This is what you're doing?
Baseball is a beautiful thing. It's more beautiful in an old park. It's asymmetrical and quirky. But even in a dome with artificial turf, it's beautiful. The way the field fans out, the choreography of the sport, the pace and rhythm of it, the fact that that pace and rhythm allows for conversation and reflection and opinion and comparison.
In right field, the crowd is tormenting Strawberries, singing Darryl, Darryl. Little roller up along first, behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win.
And there's a fly ball deep to left. It's on its way. There it goes. And the Yankees are going to the World Series. Aaron Boone.
Ground ball stabbed by Polk. He has it. He underhands to first for the first time in 86 years. The Red Sox have won baseball world championship. Can you believe it?
It's a pastime, something you do. It's entertainment, something you watch. And it's a shared experience, something you talk about and read about. But you can apply those same three criteria to other things. What makes baseball special is that it's the best game that's ever been devised.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy.
Sure as God made green apples, someday the Chicago Cubs are going to be in the World Series.
A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it in front of Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series. Cubs win. What a lucky break. The good Lord wants the Cubs to win.
How can you not be romantic about baseball?
If baseball is about caring, about loyalty and rivalry.
Braves fans are on their feet hoping for some kind of a bleeder or a seeing-eye single. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball hit high and deep down the right field line. It's going back, back, back. Is it fair? Is it zip, boom, bam, it's gone! Ram-a-lam, ding dong, a 3-run shot, and your Atlanta Braves have taken a 1-run lead. A banger, and she's gone, baby.
There's a very peaceful thing. It was created and played in pastures and meadows. There's grass, there's outdoors, there's everything that people thought was American and feel about America. You get in a ballpark, and it's the wonder of walking through that dark tunnel and seeing a huge open space where men play the little boy's game.
I believe in the Church of Baseball. I've tried all the major religions and most of the minor ones. I know things. For instance, there are 108 beads in a Catholic rosary, and there are 108 stitches in a baseball. I prefer metaphysics to theology. You see, there's no guilt in baseball, and it's never boring. It's a long season, and you gotta trust it. I've tried them all, I really have. And the only church that truly feeds the soul day in, day out is the Church of Baseball.
Swung line drive left field. 1 run is in. Here comes Breen. Here's the throw to the plate. He is safe.
You're in Braves country. If there's a bigger thing going on right now, I don't know what it is. We're down to 1 strike here. Gurriel, the last hope for the Houston Astros. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, bounced over to Dansby. Dansby fires it over to first, and here comes the dog pile. Fire the cannons in the battery. Do the chop all throughout Braves country. Pop that top. Your Atlanta Braves have won it all.
and gentlemen, welcome. We direct your attention now to home plate. Please remain standing. We call your attention to our bands here today. They will be jointly directed. And now, another fixture, our national anthem.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose white stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we once were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting
At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to introduce today's team.
You're in Braves country.
At 19-21, 2 games under 500. We started the season off at 0-7, so that's got a lot to do with our current standings. But then again, you lose 2 of 3 of the Pirates. I don't care what anybody says; it's not acceptable. Even if it is on the road. And even though Bailey Falter, I thought, pitched a really good game, and Ledzinski gave them a good game. And honestly, the Pirates' pitching was a lot better than advertised. But I feel like that's got a lot to do with the fact that the Braves' offense is extremely overrated. I don't believe anymore that this is a team that can score at will. I don't believe anymore that this is a team that you can rely on the offense night in and night out. I think it's a team that relies heavily on the starting pitching, and they need the bullpen to have a good game as well. And that's really what it's come down to. And you hope to scrape out some runs. And our record's much better. I've seen the stats. It changes every day, but I've seen the stats where the record's much better if we score 4 runs or more. But that's pretty much every baseball team. Because if you can get 4 runs in a Major League Baseball game, if you have a good pitching staff, you're usually in pretty good shape. You really are. It's the idea that the Braves struggle to get to that 4. They really do. They struggle to get to any indication that they belong is a top offense. And it was just a couple of years ago that they absolutely were the best offense. They'd broken all the records. And instead what you have now is you have a team that honestly struggles to put a crooked run up. You're elated if they get 1 run in the early going. It's usually later in the game when they get into a weaker bullpen that you see them actually take off. But I'll tell you this, the main thing that I see in the first things first. We were sold a bill of goods that Tim Hyer was going to come in and change the overall offense, that he was going to change the mentality, that they were going to work the counts, they were going to do the small ball, do the little things to win games. We have not seen that. Not one damn bit. It hasn't even been close to seeing that. You see spurts of it from time to time, but we have not seen this dramatic change in the offense that makes you feel like you got something going, that you could really do something with the offense going forward that you could rely on it. Now, some of this is going to change when Ronald Acuna Jr. comes back, and I get that part of it. I understand that when Ronald Acuna Jr. comes back, this is going to be a team that is going to be, first of all, they're going to have the straw that stirs the drink back at the top of the order. And that is something to rely on. That's not nothing. It really isn't. But at the same token, it can't all be Acuna. And you also can't expect that when he comes into the fold, that offense is just going to take off like a bat out of hell, because you're talking about an offense that, for all intents and purposes, for the first few weeks of him being back, you're going to have him, we'll say 30% of the time. You'll have him playing about 60 to 65% of the time when he first comes back, but expect a couple of duds out the gate. You can't expect him to all of a sudden be hitting 400 and getting on base and slamming the ball over the wall. So there's going to be a lot of games where he plays where he's going to be, I'm not going to say an automatic out, but he's going to be an out at the top of the order. So he's not going to be the thing that changes and fixes the whole thing. It's got to be the mentality, and it's got to be the approach. And we're not seeing it right now. Right now in Braves country, we are seeing a lack of an approach. We are seeing an offense that honestly is at best second rate. And I think that's a big at best. I think you're looking at an offense that's probably middle of the pack to the bottom. And the one thing that I would like to see them start doing, I was thinking about this the other day. What is the one offense that when I watched all this baseball for the, since the early 1980s, the one offense you feared the most, the one team you feared the most of all the baseball that's going on since the early 1980s? It was those late 90s New York Yankees teams. And what it was the one thing that all of those Yankees teams had in common? I'll tell you what it was. Every one of those Yankee teams had an offense that had to be reckoned with. And it was never, I think there was always this misconception that the Yankees went out and overspent and bought all these championships. They built these guys coming up in their system. And one of the things that they taught them coming up in their system, now I'm not talking about some of the guys that they added like the Paul O'Neills and whatnot, but the guys like the Derek Jeters, the guys like Bernie Williams, the guys that would come up, Jorge Posada, right? They were taught through the system to work the damn count, to get on base. And when someone got on base, to continue to work the count, get them over, get them in. They didn't do a ton of bunting, but they made intelligent baseball plays offensively, meaning you weren't going in. You work the count and you get up 2-1, 3-1 in the count, I have no problem with you ambushing. My problem with their ambush, and they got the bad habit from Freddie Freeman, but Freddie Freeman's a special kind of hitter. Not everybody can be Freddie Freeman. My problem with their ambush is they're going up there first at bat, first pitch, Ozzie Albies, and ambushing a pitch on the outside part of the plate that he's chasing and then popping it up to third. That's not ambushing. That's just guessing and hoping for the best. And the Yankees really didn't have that much power if you look back at their numbers, Adam. The Yankees got aboard, and they had some power hitters, but you look at their big names over the years, they were not clobbering 50 home runs. They didn't have guys that were consistently hitting 40, 50 home runs. The Yankees got runners on, and the biggest thing that they would do when they would get these runners on and work the count is they raise that pitch count up. And you would hear Torrey and all the other guys talk about it over the years, that was their number one focus going into every series. Not just a playoff series, but I'm talking about a regular season series. And that's not nothing. When you can start working the count, getting the starting pitcher in trouble, because remember, this was the beginning of everybody paying attention to pitch counts. Pitch counts really weren't a thing until about the 90s, or early to mid-90s, when folks really started paying attention to it. And so the Yankees picked up on the fact that if you can get these starting pitchers out of the game because of the pitch count, you could get into bullpens. And a lot of bullpens are not built for that, especially when you're talking about a 3 or 4 game series during the regular season. And so what the Braves are not doing is they're not getting those pitch counts up. The guy they pulled yesterday, Lidzinski, which I thought it was a bad decision to pull him, and I ended up being right at the time, if you remember we were talking the game, because they brought the bullpen in, the bullpen imploded, but Pirates scored a run in the bottom of the ninth, and the rest is history. But they were not getting the pitch count up on Lizinski. That's not why they pulled him. They pulled him because they just decided to pull him. He was at 72 pitches in the 6th inning. That's not a high number. None of these pitchers are ever getting into high numbers. We're never seeing a guy sitting in the 5th inning flirting with 100 pitches. You're not going to get it every game. The point is, you never see it. And it's the approach. And the approach, look, if we can't blame the previous, and I'm not just going to put it all on the previous hitting coach because he had a team around him. If we can't put it on him because nothing has changed, and you can't put it on the new guy because nothing has changed, then there's a problem at the top. There's a problem at the top where it's not being emphasized by Snicker, and not just that, but the rest of the brass. And then obviously there is a problem in the actual Atlanta Braves organization, and I'm talking about down in single A, high A, double A, triple A, all of it, the Florida State League, all of it. Because if you're not teaching them when they're first coming up, and I'm talking about guys like Ozzie who came up through the Brave system, I'm talking about guys like Acuna who came up through the Brave system, I'm talking about guys like Riley's kind of a bad example because he normally works the count. From time to time, you'll see an early out, but he normally works the count. But I'm not talking about the guys that they have brought in, but let's talk about Michael Harris. The majority of their outs are early pitch swing. When they work the count and they get in to that 2-2, 3-2 range, 3-1 count, usually good things happen. Whether it's a walk or it's a base hit, extra bases. The one outlier of this entire thing, Drake Baldwin has done an incredible job. Drake Baldwin, I don't know where he learned his hitting from because it wasn't the Braves organization. You don't see any young player that comes up with the Braves that has the kind of approach at the plate that Drake Baldwin does. It must have just been taught to him at a very early age, long before he came to the Braves organization. Because you always see Baldwin go up there, he's taking pitches, he's working the count, and that gives everybody a chance to not only just see that pitcher a little more and run the pitch count up, but you usually get a better pitch to handle. I don't have a problem if you're sitting dead red, meaning that you have one spot, and if that ball comes in there at the early part of the count, you take a hack at it. But anything else you spit on, and you wait to see if the pitcher's going to make a mistake. But there has been a culture in the Braves organization of guys almost being scared to get to a 2-strike count because then they feel like that they can't assume a good pitch is coming because there's going to be a chase pitch. If you have that kind of mentality, you're going to put up the kind of crappy numbers that you see the Atlanta Braves put up. And we go to this series. First of all, the series is scheduled for a 4-game series. Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, and Thursday morning. Well, technically Thursday afternoon, but it's 12:15. It's a very early start. I don't know if we're going to get those all in. If you looked at the weather, the one tonight is very much in question. Now, Wednesday and Thursday are clear, but we may get a rain out or long rain delay tonight and or tomorrow night, and you may get a doubleheader in there somewhere. I think if the Braves can massage it and work it in their favor, they don't want a doubleheader on Thursday. They would much rather have a doubleheader on Wednesday because Thursday being a getaway day because they're heading to Boston the very next night for a big 3-game series. So, but we're going to go off the assumption that the entire series gets in and the starting pitchers are the starting pitchers and they don't pull someone up from the minor leagues. One good thing about this series, the Braves are going to dodge what is the Washington Nationals ace in Mackenzie Gore. He pitched yesterday. Now, the Nationals pitching has not been good at all, but the guy going tonight has been very good against the Braves over the last few years. That's Jake Irvin. He's been very good. He's going up against Grant Holmes, and he carves up the Braves offense normally because of, well, let's be honest, he knows what they're doing. He knows they're trying to ambush. And so he'll throw just a touch off the plate. He normally has a low pitch count going into the 5th and 6th inning. We normally see this guy go at least 6 of 1 or maybe 2-run ball, and this is going to be another grind unless for some reason he's not on it. Now, there are outings where Jake Irvin can't find the plate. He's running up the pitch count, but it normally doesn't happen against the Braves because they're always out there trying to ambush. But Irvin has been up and down. He's got incredible stuff, but he has been up and down his entire career with Washington. Tomorrow night, it's Schwellenbach versus Mike Soroka. Now, if that isn't a we better win the damn game, that is a we better win the damn game. Mike Soroka's got an ERA over 7. As you can imagine, he's not much better than when we last saw him. And he's one of the few pitchers that I can say for a fact, when we have seen Soroka in an opponent's uniform, we have tattooed him. Hopefully that continues. He was looking a little better in the spring. He kind of came back down to earth. And like I said, he's got a high ERA. And then you've got Parker going versus Elder on Wednesday. That's kind of a toss-up, to be honest, because Parker, I'm talking about from the pitching standpoint. I'm not talking about from the Braves. The Braves offense, on paper, should be much better than Washington. But they outperformed us last year. They won the season series. And Parker should be a guy we could get to. Thursday, same thing, Williams. But he has pitched well against the Braves in the past. He's been with the Washington organization for quite some time. And he was a guy that was actually being rumored of the Braves going out and grabbing and being like a swing man out of the bullpen during the offseason. He ended up re-signing with Washington. But the point being, he's going up against A.J. Smith-Shawver, who has pitched very well. I never believe a youngster is going to absolutely come in and give you his A-plus stuff every time, because the track record just isn't there, and he has had a couple of outings. We won't see Chris Sale in this series. By the way, Friday night should be a treat. It's Chris Sale going back to Boston, facing the Red Sox against Garrett Crochet. Those are two elite left-handers. That is, get your popcorn ready. But back to this series here against Washington. The key to this entire series, and when the Braves were racking up wins against the Nationals the last few years before last year, the key to the entire thing was the offense clicking. Washington's offense couldn't keep up, and their bullpen is not really something that you want to lean on if you're the Nationals manager. If you're the Nationals manager, what you're hoping for is the Braves to continue to do the same kind of things that they do, which works themselves into bad counts, early outs, long stints for the starting pitcher, and you have to use a very minimal amount of your bullpen. If you want to know who the worst bullpen is in all of Major League Baseball, it's the Washington Nationals. Their bullpen, and this is extraordinarily high, their bullpen is 7.13 ERA, and that's why I led this off the way I did on this show. It's going to be critical to get into that bullpen, because that bullpen stinks. And there's no metric that shows anything different. They have a decent closer, but you can't let it get to that point. The Braves are going to come in here on a 4-game set, and I don't care if there's a rain out or not. I don't care if you have to play a doubleheader. I expect to win this series. Bare minimum 3-1. But if you don't, if you go 2-2 or worse, you're really going to start questioning whether or not this is a good baseball team. When you look at all the metrics on the offensive end, you're going to say no, honestly. But in your mind's eye, you look at it and you go, well, they've got to have something going on there offensively when you look at the names that are in the lineup. But day in and day out, you have a bunch of guys who are barely hitting over the Mendoza line. Atlanta Braves, when you look at where we are right now, sitting 2 games under 500, and we had every opportunity this weekend to win that series and to be sitting at 500. And though you would have loved to sweep, I would have taken that, and I kind of would have just said, all right, you know what, that's good enough. But when you look at the bullpens in Major League Baseball, the Braves have worked their way down into the, top 12? And remember, it started off really bad. At the very beginning of the year, Braves' bullpen was terrible. But they've worked themselves back, and the bullpen's doing well. Our biggest question is Iglesias. He had another bad outing. I'm still not the type that's going to say, let's panic and let's throw someone else in the closer role. But you know what I am ready for? I'm ready for them to bring in Craig Kimbrell, and maybe you give Iglesias a day off. And maybe you figure that out on the back end. Because Kimbrell's been pitching well. I understand what you're coming with, Adam, saying you're supposed to sweep the Pirates. A road series in a Major League Baseball, a sweep is never assumed. But you're supposed to win the series, that's for sure. And you're supposed to put a lot more runs up on the board than what the Braves did. I don't even care what the numbers say. The the Pittsburgh Pirates, who are in the bottom 10 of the league in the bullpen, their bullpen was underwhelming. There was no one that came out of that bullpen that made me think, man, Bednar looked pretty sharp, but he's been really up and down in his career. He's been a closer before. But just looking at the stuff of the guys coming out of the bullpen, that bullpen, there's nothing that jumped out at you. And so they should have been able to make more of a dent. But once again, the problem is going in, giving bad at-bats all weekend long. And it doesn't matter how good you think these guys are, if they're not putting in the right work, the right mentality, the right approach, you're going to come up with losses game after game. And then let's also talk about the fact that the defense was crap over the weekend. They had several instances, and some of those should have been called errors. They weren't, but that was hometown cooking with the score keep. But like the one with Riley where he fumbled the ball all over the infield. I mean, that was ridiculous. That led to the 3-run inning that essentially cost the Braves the game. I'm talking about yesterday's game. This team is set to look. I see what you're saying, Adam, about going on winning streaks in June, July. You might want to go look at the schedule. This is when they're supposed to be winning. They've got the Pirates and the Reds. And what happened there? They've won 4 of 7. That's not overwhelming. Now we're at home against Washington for 4. Go to Boston, who's having their own struggles because they're fighting back and forth in their clubhouse about the whole Rafael Devers doesn't want to be a baseball player thing. But the next week to 2 weeks, we'll say week and a half, we have 8 games against the Washington Nationals. 3 in Boston, but 8 games against the Washington Nationals. I'm sorry, 7 games against the Washington Nationals. 4 of them in Atlanta. This is when you're supposed to be making up the ground. I just did a whole thing where I was setting all these Braves Country Todays. That's why I'm a little more familiar with the upcoming schedule than most. You start looking at that schedule, and this is the soft part of the schedule. Late May going into June, these are the series back-to-back, right? You've got the Padres at the Phillies, the Red Sox again, the Diamondbacks at the Giants, who are playing really good baseball, at Milwaukee, which we always struggle there. Then you do get a little bit of a breather with the Rockies and the Marlins, but it is interrupted by a 3-game series against the Mets. And then when you come off that series against Miami, it is another 4-game series at the Mets. And then they play the Phillies again. And when you get to July, it gets a little softer. But that month of June, late May into the entire month of June, it's going to be a grind. And when you get in July, it gets much more manageable. You're talking about having the Angels, the Orioles, the Athletics, and St. Louis. That I could see the Braves going on a run. But the way they're playing right now, they'll be about 500 baseball. And you've got to take advantage of the bums because you're going to see a tough part of the schedule at some point always, and it's almost right around the corner. We are a week and a half away, like I said, before we play the San Diego Padres, and we know what they did to us last time. Now, there ought to be some motivation there, but they're going to play the Padres and then the Phillies back-to-back. And the Phillies game is on the road, so this is going to be a tough go. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying, Adam. It's a gauntlet. But this is when you're supposed to be winning games. When you're playing teams that are essentially high AAA talent. They're not really Major League Baseball rosters. They're building towards the future. So that's about all I have on this today. I don't know if we're going to get this game in tonight or not. I will start the feed regardless so that folks who are stuck at work who didn't get a chance to listen to the whole thing on our YouTube broadcast, I'll still start it, but I'm going to keep an eye and see what time that they're projecting the game to start, because I'm going to look at this one more time and let me double check. But the last time I saw it this morning, it was not looking good for a full complete game starting on time. Now, maybe we get lucky. I was being projected here in the studio to get just buckets of rain over the last several hours, and we got rain, but it wasn't nearly as bad as it was being projected. Let me see here. Man, you know my biggest problem is, can we get more ads when you click on a freaking website? All right, here we go. All right, We might be getting lucky today. Let me see here. Thunderstorms coming in. So it's going to clear up around 6, but it's supposed to start raining again around 9. So that's going to be tough to get the game in. Hopefully it misses us somehow. In a smart world, we would start this game at 6 o'clock and get the game in, but they're not going to do that. They never do that. So I'm assuming the game's going to start on time. We get our starter in, and then we kind of go from there. And if you're looking at Tuesday, what does Tuesday look like? It's a little more. Tuesday actually doesn't look nearly as bad as it did before. They have changed the projections, and Tuesdays we should get most of the game in without any kind of delays. Wednesday and Thursday are supposed to be pretty clear. So hopefully we get the game in tonight, because I don't want to see Grant Holmes start busted up in any way. That's my biggest concern, is that you get Grant Holmes out there, and next thing you know, he used 2 or 3 innings. They have a 3-hour rain delay like they've been having, and then you've got guys like De Los Santos, who we've used quite a bit in the last few days, trying to spell your way all the way to the 7th, 8th inning. My pick to click today, with Irvin on the mound, man, that's going to be a tough one. I mean, that is going to be a tough one. He's a tough right-handed pitcher that the Braves don't hit well against. I'm just going to take a swing at it, and I'll say that we'll go with, I guess, Matt Olson. If someone can get around on Irvin, it would be Matt Olson with that righty-lefty matchup. But what I want to see more often is him taking pitches. Even if you bury yourself into a count and get a 2-strike count, that's okay, because all you're doing is popping up in the early part of the going anyways. Eat some pitches. Work that count. And if Verdugo continues to struggle, it might be time to think about leading someone else off and maybe sliding him down just to the 2-hole, and you drop the entire roster down. But we need someone who, because the last couple of days he's looked very frustrated. Last couple of starts. And the one thing I did want to touch on, do y'all remember Friday night when they were going up against Bailey Falter, and there was an early strike put on Verdugo? Supposedly they couldn't find Verdugo. They didn't know where he was. And Snicker took the blame. And that ended up being a strikeout. It was a big strikeout, a big part of the game. Why does the manager not know where the hell his players are during the middle of a ball game? Why does he not know that? Just like, why didn't he know not to pinch hit with Eddie Rosario? There's something inherently wrong with the leadership in that clubhouse. And a guy who just got there, who's trying to really impress, you can't find him in the middle of the game when he knows this would be where he would probably be pitch hitting at. Like, if he had like a bathroom emergency or something, he goes, "Hey, it's Ned, I'll be right back." But man, okay. But he should be aware of where the hell he is. Not knowing, he said, "Well, we couldn't find him." You couldn't find him, but you'd already put him on the pinch hit. You'd already implemented him on your lineup and given it to the umpire and say, "Hey, we're pinch hitting so and so." You don't know where he is? That's a problem. That's a big problem. And anybody who continues to defend him, I really think you're just doing it with your heart because of what you remember in 2021. There's a big problem in that clubhouse, and I'm not going to put it all on Snit, but there was an article out this weekend, and it was an independent article, and they had him the number 2 guy on the hot seat in Major League Baseball. And this thing was written 4 or 5 days ago. Do you know who the number 1 guy was? It was the guy that just got his ass fired in Pittsburgh. So Snicker better wake up, because there's some rumblings going on about how he's not being a leader. And if that's all the way up to number 2 on a perceived national platform, you better know that everybody in that locker room is paying attention to that, and there's going to be some rumblings in the front office. And eventually, there's going to be some rumblings from ownership and other people that have actual clout in that organization. And I'll just leave you with that thought. Not pulling for Snicker to get fired. I think he's a good guy. But he better get his ass together. He better get the act together, because this is big boy job. You're no longer the AA manager trying to ride out a 40-year career. You were the leader of one of the top baseball, you can't say franchises right now because the way it's been run recently, but it's one of the top baseball brands. It's one of the top brands in all of sport. And the fans are getting ticked off and starting to show and know where your guy is when you go to pinch hit him. My God. Y'all have a good one, Braves country.
like me, you can't smoke like me. So don't try and be like me. Let's party together.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
We have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, and flat out deceived.
Why did you get so drunk?
You got drunk. I'm just really exhausted.
What's in that cup?
Rum and Cokes?
Do you have any idea how important this is? We're trying to save the pub cup. Really? This is what you're doing? This is what you're doing?
Baseball is a beautiful thing. It's more beautiful in an old park. It's asymmetrical and quirky. But even in a dome with artificial turf, it's beautiful. The way the field fans out, the choreography of the sport, the pace and rhythm of it, the fact that that pace and rhythm allows for conversation and reflection and opinion and comparison.
In right field, the crowd is tormenting Strawberries, singing Darryl, Darryl. Little roller up along first, behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win.
And there's a fly ball deep to left. It's on its way. There it goes. And the Yankees are going to the World Series. Aaron Boone.
Ground ball stabbed by Polk. He has it. He underhands to first for the first time in 86 years. The Red Sox have won baseball world championship. Can you believe it?
It's a pastime, something you do. It's entertainment, something you watch. And it's a shared experience, something you talk about and read about. But you can apply those same three criteria to other things. What makes baseball special is that it's the best game that's ever been devised.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy.
Sure as God made green apples, someday the Chicago Cubs are going to be in the World Series.
A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it in front of Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series. Cubs win. What a lucky break. The good Lord wants the Cubs to win.
How can you not be romantic about baseball?
If baseball is about caring, about loyalty and rivalry,
Braves fans are on their feet hoping for some kind of a bleeder or a seeing-eye single. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball hit high and deep down the right field line. It's going back, back, back. Is it fair? Is it zip, boom, bam, it's gone! Ram-a-lam, ding dong, a 3-run shot, and your Atlanta Braves have taken a 1-run lead. She's gone, baby!
There's a very peaceful thing. It was created and played in pastures and meadows. There's grass, there's outdoors, there's everything that people thought was American and feel about America. You get in a ballpark. And it's the wonder of walking through that dark tunnel and seeing a huge open space where men play the little boy's game.
I believe in the Church of Baseball. I've tried all the major religions and most of the minor ones. I know things. For instance, there are 108 beads in a Catholic rosary and there are 108 stitches in a baseball. I prefer metaphysics to theology. You see, there's no guilt in baseball, and it's never boring. It's a long season and you gotta trust it. I've tried them all, I really have. And the only church that truly feeds the soul day in, day out is the Church of Baseball.
you're in Braves country.
If there's a bigger thing going on right now, I don't know what it is. We're down to one strike here. Gurriel, the last hope for the Houston Astros. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, bounced over to Dansby. Dansby fires it over to first. And here comes the dog pile. Fire the cannons in the battery. Do the chop all throughout Braves country. Pop that top. Your Atlanta Braves have won it all.
and gentlemen, welcome. We direct your attention now to home plate. Please remain standing. We call your attention to our fans here today. They will be jointly directed. And now, another fixture. Our national anthem.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose what stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Play ball! At this time, ladies and gentlemen.
Get this bus moving. Stop. Come back. Too late.
Roll call! Yeah, roll call!
You're in Braves country.
Good evening, Braves country. So the lineups that you normally get, the file was corrupted. We couldn't get it to download, so I had to go ahead and kick it and spit the bench and say, you know what, let's move on. Let's move on. It's not happening. So that's why you got the anthem and everything twice. So let's go ahead and hit those lineups really, really quick. I won't take much time on this, because I spent a hell of a lot of time on it this afternoon, and I'm a little irritated by it. The Nationals are going to be going Abrams at short, followed by Wood in left, Lowe at first, Ruiz at catcher. Batting fifth is going to be Garcia at second base, Bell, the designated hitter, the same Josh Bell we've seen for many years. Dylan Cruz down in right field. Tanya, the third baseman, and Young is their center fielder. And on the Braves side, it's Verdugo, Riley, Olson, Ozuna, Harris. I don't feel like I have to tell you what positions your Braves players are playing. Murphy, Ozzie, Eli, and Allen. So very similar. The big difference is they've taken Ozzie out of the 5 spot and put in Harris there, and they haven't busted up with Murphy. I still say Eli White should be batting a little higher. I'm not saying go crazy, but I think he should be batting higher than 8th. And that's all I got to say about that. The guy's has the highest batting average at 284. Riley's right behind it. Why not have a 1-2 punch at the top of the order? That's all I'm saying. Verdugo's in a bad slump. Maybe he busts out of it tonight, but I wouldn't hate seeing White go to lead off Verdugo in the 2-hole, and then you really extend the lineup that way. I want as many bats with Eli White as possible. The kid puts together good at bats. He's got good speed, and that's not nothing in today's game. All right, let's go ahead and hit the intro. There we go. All right, we see CT is in here. Mark, Ricky, Ricardo, ICK, and Robert, and Jameson, and Uncle Charlie Fritz, Wright Middleton, We've got B.A. Baracus, Brian Andrews. We've got Charlie Elrod, Gary the Real McCoy, Anthony Downtown Brown. Who else do we have in here? John. John's back from his bender. He's back. He's back, baby. He's back. Well, to be clear, he's still on his bender, but he's back in the chat. Let's see, who do we have here? Baseball King. I think I'm just short of that, just call you King. Let's see, who do we have in here? Mark, Ricky Ricardo, Jameson. I'm seeing a lot of the same. Let's see if we have anybody else. Russell. Joyce, down in Mexico. Is this Waldo in here? Haven't seen him pop in yet. I haven't seen the GOAT in a while. I don't know if he's still listening or where he's been. Edward Spry. I know he's got weird work hours. So there's Timmy. Timmy panel. What you talking about, Willis Mathis? Helian's in here tonight. Raymond. Everyone loves Raymond Lovelace. Nathaniel Brooks, my man. Good to see you. Adam. Good to see you, Adam. Fred. Good to see Fred. And there's Swamp Boy. Yelton. Nathaniel Harlow. I think that's just about it. Let's go ahead and get the intro kicking here as we're just a couple of minutes away from Braves Country Baseball. Hey, Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. America's patriotic light lager, all natural ingredients. Stand tall, be proud. The perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. America's patriotic light lager, offering a crisp, clean, bold taste. Perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. A beer with only 110 calories that tastes like a full-flavored beer and celebrates like freedom. Braves Country Radio, your home.
Fellow fan, this is a reminder: disorderly conduct will not be tolerated. Please respect your fellow fan and refrain from any unruly behavior. Failure to comply with these guidelines will result in ejection.
All right, we are just about set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. Braves are doing their final warm-up tosses as Grant Holmes is going out to the bump wearing his number 66. He's got the long hair kicking. Eastbound and down, baby. We're ready to rock and roll tonight. Let's get a W and get off this. We need a few W's in a row, to be honest with you. We're going to get back up to 500. We've got news on Strider as well and Acuna.
I play real sports. I'm trying to be the best at exercising. I'm Teddy Powers! I'm the man who has the ball, so that is why I am better than everyone in the world.
We are just about set. And yes, sir, it is baseball time in Braves country. Curveball snaps at the knee for a strike. Righty-lefty matchup to lead us off. C.J. Abrams, he's had some big series against us. It's 0-1. The 0-1 bangs it foul. Down the line, it's 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Infield. He's playing back and to the right. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike three. Got him with the slider. One away. Good pitch. Darn good pitch. You know, they're calling that a slider, but that's actually his curveball. I don't care what the screen says. That is absolutely 100% his curveball. I've seen that about a million times. But nonetheless, it's strikeout number one. First pitch on the way to James Wood. Got to be careful with this young man. He's one of the top prospects in all of baseball a couple of years ago, and he's having himself a season with already 10 home runs. First pitch is off the plate. It's 1-0. Righty-lefty matchup. The 1-0. 94 misses high and out of the zone. It's 2-0. So a 2-0 count. Braves nothing, Nats nothing. Here's the pitch. Curveball misses again outside. Ball 3-0. So he's very cautious around James Wood bat, and you can understand why. The 3-0 to Wood. Fastball right there at the knees, 3-1. You just hate to see him fall that far behind in the count to arguably their best hitter right now. They've got high hopes for Dylan Cruz, who's batting seventh tonight as well. The 3-1 hammered into right field. Going back, making the running catch is the Book of Eli. A little white lightning to get you going here for out number two. Left to right in your outfield tonight. It should sound familiar. It's Verdugo to Harris to Eli. Around the horn from third to first is Riley, Allen, Ozzie, and Olsen. Smurf is back behind the plate. Saw an interesting conversation going on Atlanta Sports Talk. I think it was yesterday, or it might have been this morning. It's the first pitch on the way. There's a fastball off the edge. It's 1-0. And basically what he was saying is that this is the time to trade Murphy, because you've got Baldwin who can start every day, and Murphy's going to bring you the best. As the 1-0 is popped up down the third base line, it'll bend out of play. It's 1-1. Murphy will give you the best return, and he's off to a decent start. You know, does have the 7 home runs. His batting average isn't through the roof, but he was. He almost had me bought into it. And then he was talking about going out and getting more starting pitching. And I'm like, man, they've got to fix the outfield issue. They got to fix the shortstop. And I'll be honest with you, is the 1-1 swing and a miss, 1-2. Ozzie Albies has to get it into gear, or you could see them thinking about. I hate the idea of it, but you could see them trading him, because though he's popular in the dugout, he's not really playing good baseball. The 1-2 swing and a miss, strike three. 2 strikeouts for Grant Holmes to get us started. We'll grab the sticks when we return.
I play real sports, not trying to be the best at exercising. I'm Teddy Powers! I'm the man who has the ball, so that is why I am better than everyone in the world.
On this date, 34 years ago in Braves country history.
You know, Otis doesn't really get that big of a lead over at first base. That's something that's really surprised me. You would think with the artificial surface, he'd have 1 foot on the green surface. Looks like he has both of them on the dirt, but he still manages to get going in a big hurry.
Pitched again, hammered to left field. Has he done it again? Yes, he has. Braves lead it 2-0. A 3-2 fastball up in the strike zone. And we are getting to where we can use Barry Bonds as a barometer as to how far it's going to go. Just straightened up, didn't even turn around. Braves lead it 2-0.
Before last night, Ronnie Gant had never hit a home run here in Pittsburgh. He now has 2 in as many games. Both of them 2-run homers, and both of them to the almost exact same spot. He got a 3-2 fastball up in the strike zone over the plate, and look at him extend and get those big guns out over the plate. That ball was really tattooed. And the Braves have the 2-0 lead.
They jump ahead, still nobody out. Terry Pendleton's the batter. Fast one is there, strike one. I was talking to Clarence Jones down in the dugout before the game. As you know, and we've talked about it before, he spends a lot of time working with Ron Gant. Gant, an excellent hitting student. Off speed away, it's 1-1. And he said the conversation he had just recently with Ronnie Gant went something like this. Ron, what do you do most naturally as a hitter? And Ron said, well, I turn on the inside pitch. Outside, it's 2-1. He said, okay, then if you do that naturally, you don't have to protect the inside, so you don't have to fly open and pull off the ball. I said, it makes sense. So he said, protect away and just let your reflexes fire on the inner half, and he's done that twice in 2 days.
That was this date 34 years ago, May 12th, 1991, in Braves country history. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Good to see everybody in here. First pitch on the way to Verdugo is a strike at the knees. It's 0-1. Righty-lefty matchup. Verdugo, Jake Irvin, who's been a real pain to Braves baseball, slaps a curve. It's 0-2. He's got that curveball that really looks more like a wide slider. It really looks like a slider, but it does curve going almost 3-9 is the pitch on the outside. Misses 1 and 2. You'll see a 5-pitch mix with Jake Irvin. He throws the curveball 39% of the time is the 1-2 fouled back. We'll do it again. You got the 4-seam fastball at 28%. And then he throws a sinker at 16 as the 1-2. Just below the knees, question mark. 2-2. Chad Fairchild is your home plate umpire. He is known to have a squeezed strike zone. Looking up his numbers, and I knew there's certain umpires that when you see them draw as the 2-2 swing, that ball's lifted into right field. That's going to get over his head. That's going to get off the wall and get down where the green grass grows. Dylan Grews bobbles the ball, and Mr. Verdugo gets us going with the leadoff double. Let's get it.
What's going on? Blood pressure's coming up. The pulse is getting stronger. Get the OR ready. We've got a live one going, and we want him to stay that way.
Chops it off the wall. That was a hanger. And Verdugo took advantage of it. First pitch on the way to Riley is 92 off the plate. 1-0. Thing about Fairchild, though he called that pitch low as a ball, he will call high strikes. So it's kind of a give and take. He has usually a higher strike zone. The 1-0 to Riley. Swing, chops it down the third base line. 1-1. Riley batting .283 on the year, 8 homers, 25 RBI. Talked about this in the pregame, but in case you missed it, Washington with the worst bullpen in baseball is the 1-1 down and away, 2-1. So the key to this series is get into that bullpen early and often. 2-1 count, and Jake Irvin has pitched very well against the Braves in his career. 2-1 count. Swing, lifts it high into center field, but not very deep. Young will camp underneath it, and he'll make the catch with ease. 1 down. That was a bit of a hanger as well, but Riley got underneath it. Jake Irvin, 28 years old, and you'll see him pitch these gems against Atlanta, and you can't figure out why he's not more dominant. And it's not like Atlanta's the only team that he pitches well against, but then he'll go out there and have some clunkers against other squads, and you're like, man, why can't we ever take advantage of him? First pitch on the way to Olsen is fouled back. It's a home run. Give you an example. He went 5 innings, 2 earned against Philly this year. Then he got pelted by Arizona, 5 innings and 4 earned. Shut down the Pirates and the Rockies, which isn't a shocker, as the 0-1 misses high and out of the zone, 1-1. He threw 7 1/3 against the Mets, a 1-run ball. Followed that up with going 6 innings and giving up 6 runs to Philly. So it really is a Jekyll and Hyde situation with him. The 1-1, swing, fists it, back foul. Chase went on the inside. It's 1-2. His last outing, which is the one after the Philly one I just mentioned, 5 1/3 and 2 earned versus Cleveland. Cleveland's really built more on pitching, but still a pretty good start. The 1-2, lifted into left field, fly ball going deep, 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 catches it at the wall with the sun of his eyes. Wood. Those shades came into play right there, 2 down. 2 down, leadoff double is now turned into a familiar song where we're going to need a base hit to score. To get them on, get them over, get them in. You just don't get it a lot with this Braves crew. So that'll bring it up to Marcell Ozuna, who's batting cleanup again tonight. First pitch on the way. Takes a curveball down and away. It's 1-0. I don't hate the change in the lineup. I still say Eli White needs to be higher, but I don't hate the change of breaking up Riley and Ozuna and putting Olsen in the middle with the righty-lefty-righty. The 1-0's high and inside 2-0. I am a little concerned, but I'm open-minded about the fact that Michael Harris is up to the 5th spot, and he's been doing much better when he hits 6th or 7th. We'll see what happens. The 2-0, down and in, 3-0. So a 3-0 to Ozuna. Standing on deck is Harris. And I like Michael in the middle of that lineup, so 5 doesn't concern me. Hopefully he can take advantage of the 3-0 pitch. Curveball floats over the middle. First strike, it's 3-1. Braves nothing, Nats nothing. Bottom of the 1st inning. Grant Holmesday. The infield is back and to the left. Huge hole on the right side. If he can dribble one through, it'll be a run. The 3-1. Down and away, ball 4. So the Zoo heads on down to first. Always have a temptation to say, you're the next runner on the pitch is right. We got first and second, 2 outs. Michael Harris the second with his green shoes, green armbands, and green gloves. First pitch pops it up. Well, that'll do it. We come in and put a couple on and give the first swing away. That's the stuff that Tim Hyer was hired to fix, and he hasn't done it yet.
Yo, I guess I'm gonna need to be the one to explain to all of the 40-year-old people and above, so 40 plus. Yo, you guys keep sending out these thumbs up emojis. Yo, we depict the thumbs up as a it's rude. You're rude.
All right, those of you that had thumbs up emoji on your bingo from hell card, go ahead and mark it off, because that's the world we now live in. Younger generations are offended, bothered by, consider rude, triggered by a thumbs up emoji.
So for example, if you spend $100 and you get a $10 reward, you just made $10.
That's not accurate. That's not how that works.
Yeah, because now in a future purchase, you just saved yourself $10. If you return an item at the store, you just earn money. So if you return something and buy something at the same time, it was free.
I feel like...
Or this one's so good. Like if you go to Starbucks or Dunkin' and you use your app, you scan and pay, it's free because that money was already there.
I'm never gonna have money.
What do you mean?
This is your mindset when you go to a store?
This is just how girl math works.
Girl math isn't a thing!
Armchair.
In 1973, a period of Watergate turmoil in Washington. In October, the Reds were playing the Mets in the National League Championship Series, and Potter Stewart was hearing, I won't quite say listening to, oral arguments in the Supreme Court, and he had a law clerk feeding him information on what was going on elsewhere. And at one point, the clerk handed him a slip of paper, and on it said, Cranepool flies to right, Agnew resigns.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. Mr. Grant Holmes will go back to work. First pitch is down and in. Four-seam fastball. It's 1-0. Hey, Pittsburgh's at least doing the Lord's work for us. They're up on the Mets 1-0. Top of the second. 1-0. Down and in, 2-0. Kiner Falefa hit a solo shot for Pittsburgh. We didn't see him in this series. They must have just brought him back up. Maybe he was fighting an injury or something. The 2-0. Swing and a miss, 2-1. It's Paul Skeens night in New York. So you know that was a tough ticket to get, even though they're playing the Pirates. Paul Skeens in New York. The 2-1 from Holmes. Swing, chops it foul. Ruiz. Now a 2-2 count. What is Gazer talking about? Call up the Drake. He's on the team. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Curveball. Got him. One away. I must be missing something. Oh, you're talking about baseball cards. Okay. First pitch on the way. Swing and a miss curveball to Garcia. He's 0-1. Garcia, 3 home runs on the year. He was hitting cleanup in spring. If any of y'all caught our spring training broadcasts, he was consistent. We played them quite a bit, by the way. The 0-1 chopped on the ground to Olsen. Holmes covering. He'll step on the bag. 2 down. He was their cleanup hitter. Two down. Tell you what, as Josh Bell comes to the plate, this man has 9 lives in the city of Washington. Just about time you think you'll never see him in a Nationals uniform again. He is their Jesse Chavez. Always a good, solid hitter. Not much of a glove, but first pitch on the way to the designated hitter tonight is a P at the knees. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Swing, chops it. Down the line, 1-1. Never had great speed, and he's got even less of that now. But he swings for the downs. He's batting just 134, but he has 5 home runs. And though his OPS is just .511, which is terrible, he does have 5 home runs. The 1-1, swing blasted, high, not quite deep enough, and Harris will camp underneath it. That's the key to the game with this guy, man. If you can just get him to hit it on the ground, you're going to beat him. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country. Grant Holmes doing Grant Holmes things. Let's get him some runs.
Supposed to drink water now. When did that start? Do you remember any time of any moment in childhood that some adult told you, hey, gotta drink water? No, my guy. I'm talking every single sport. Running in the summer, 9-10 hours a day in the blistering heat. Not one single adult told me, drink water. I thought you only drink water like after gym. Did not know you were supposed to be drinking this much water. Then there are like 8 glasses? 8 glasses of water in a day? I didn't drink 8 glasses of water through the 80s, 90s, early 2000s combined.
Hello? A political poll? I never have before, but go ahead, shoot. I don't know. I don't even know what that means. Who? Oh, right. I don't know. Yeah, I'm already on the phone, okay? I'm taking a poll.
My apologies. Carry on.
Sorry about that guy. Go ahead. I don't know.
How could you not know that?
Would you just hang up, please?
Why should I? The man's conducting a political poll, and he has the right to speak to someone who's now an ignoramus.
If you're so smart, why did you tell him that your total salary last year was $12?
That was after taxes.
One of the most flamboyant owners was Charles O. Finley of the Oakland Athletics. He was an old-fashioned autocratic entrepreneur with revolutionary ideas. And for 3 years in a row, 1972, 73, and 74, they were the best team in baseball. They had 3 key players, Joe Rudy, Bert Campaneris, and Reggie Jackson, and 3 superb pitchers, Vida Blue, Raleigh Fingers, and Jim Hunter, a North Carolina farmer whom Finley dubbed Catfish because he thought a countrified nickname would add to his box office appeal.
Good to see you in the chat there, King James Hagan. I don't think I saw you earlier. First pitch on the way to Smurf is pounded into left field, but drifting back, making the easy catches would. F7 in your scorecard, 1 away. One down. Got to figure what you're probably going to see, though I don't think it's warranted, is you're probably going to see Smurf catch tonight, tomorrow night, and Wednesday night, and then Drake Baldwin on the bump on Thursday morning, or they may flip that and have Baldwin as the first pitch to Ozzie is right there, first strike, it's 0-1. They may give Smurf the day off Wednesday, have Drake come in on Wednesday, depending on the starters, and go from there. The 1-1 swing, that ball's lifted into left field. That's a running catch. That's an easy out, 2 down. So they made him work in the bottom of the first, and quickly in the bottom of the second, Sean Murphy and Ozzie Albies have swung early and often, and they've got 2 quick outs. You almost have to break those guys up. If you remember before that, Mike only saw 2 pitches. That's another reason why I'd like to see Eli just a little higher. First pitch on the way, 92 up top, it's 0-1. If Nick had any kind of power, you'd love to move him up, but he just doesn't. He is what he is. The 0-1 swing, chops it over to first. That's going to be a really quick inning. 1, 2, 3. 3 up, 3 down. What did he throw, like 5 pitches? We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
It's like all I do is work, go home, blink twice, and my ass back at work. It's a never-ending cycle.
What are we listening to?
What the? Why did you turn it off?
I don't know that.
It's Travis Kelce's girlfriend.
Who?
The tight end. Travis Kelce's girlfriend.
Well, I know Travis Kelce. Who's he dating?
Taylor Swift.
Taylor's.
Yeah, she's been all over Travis Kelce's TikTok lately.
Is she the party in
the
party in the USA one?
No, that's Miley Cyrus. Much more content.
Oh yeah, that Hannah Montana chick.
Yeah.
Is
Hannah Montana way better than
Taylor Swift? Why does that sound so familiar?
Yeah, the song. She was big in country in like 2008.
Oh no! She the something with the
Garbage.
stupid screen doors.
She's been on Travis.
Yeah, I remember that dumbass. Yeah.
So literally, she's now trying to literally like chase clout with Travis Kelce. Right?
She did the same thing with John Mayer.
Absolutely
John
not.
Mayer, wasn't it?
Yes.
No, this is not a joke anymore.
You know what?
It's
You know what's
funny.
Prince of Persia? What's the guy's name?
Jacob
Jake Gyllenhaal.
I'm Team Jake.
Armchair.
Excuse me, sir, why are you a Mets fan?
I'm not.
Then why are you here?
I came with my buddy.
Is he a Mets fan?
I doubt it.
Excuse me, madam, do you like the Mets?
Mets. Who likes the Mets?
Then why are you here?
This is a ball game.
Excuse me, sir, are you a Mets fan? Why don't you get lost? I'm trying to watch the ball game.
Nobody worked the corners the way Catfish Hunter did. He would start inside and outside and up and down. If the umpire was giving him a call, then he would widen the plate and widen the plate. Plate is 17 inches wide, and batters used to say that by the end of the game, he was throwing to a 22-inch wide plate. But I remember Catfish Hunter losing a World Series game after he'd won a lot. The reporters rushed over, thinking they'd find him crestfallen or gloomy or silent. And he was just the same as he'd been before, and he finally said, well, he said, the sun don't shine on the same dog's ass every afternoon.
Welcome back. Dylan Cruz takes the first pitch for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0 righty-righty matchup. Curveball down and away, 2-0. Dylan Cruz, one of the top prospects in the Washington system that is now getting regular everyday playing time. 2-0. That cutter misses well out of zone, 3-0. Dylan Cruz, 23-year-old from Altamonte Springs, Florida. And he was the number 2 overall pick in just a couple of years ago in 2023 out of LSU. That pitch will miss inside, ball 4. So Grant Holmes, who had started off pretty solid, walks the leadoff batter in the top of the third. They've got a good young core here in Washington. C.J. Abrams, but the real youngsters are Wood and Dylan Cruz. Is the first pitch on the way. Is a slider, just misses down and in. Tanya, Jose Tanya, it's 1-0. Batting .234 on the year, 7 RBI. Jacob Young's a good defensive center fielder. He just hasn't done a lot offensively. They're going to flip it over to first. Smurf was trying to get Holmes' attention to throw it over there. It took him a second. I think he might have got him if he would have chucked it over there at the time. The 1-0 swing, rifles it foul as Cruz did take off, but he'll have to retreat. It's 1-1. 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. Swing, chops it over to first. And what a great play by Matt Olson. He'll fire it to second base where Nick Allen grabs it, returns it to a covering Grant Holmes. So you've got a 3-6-1 double play. You don't get those very often. That was a great defensive play. Thank you, James. See, who are we welcoming to the country club via Mr. James? Lonely Satellite, Raymond, Low Country, Royal Thomas, and Texas Rattler. Welcome to the country club via James Hagan. So 2 down. That'll bring the number 9 hitter Young to the plate. He takes the first pitch for a strike. And on the 0-1, it's a swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Young, his strength is his defense, and he's a very good base runner as well. He has gotten into a few. Batting .214 on the year, the 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Mr. Grant Holmes doing Grant Holmes type things. Let's do it.
I play real sports. I'm trying to be the best at exercising. I'm Teddy Powers. I'm the man who has the ball, so that is why I am better than everyone in the world.
Right.
What sound is that?
A dinosaur.
A what?
Dinosaur.
It's a what?
Dinosaur.
Make the sound again.
Right.
Oh, you talking about them things from Jurassic Park?
Hey, I got a quick question for all the Caucasian homies out there. Cottage cheese?
You know what? Fair enough. Good question. I've got a follow-up question.
Chitlins?
But even Finley's championship A's couldn't draw 1 million fans a year. All across the American League, attendance figures lagged behind the harder-hitting National League. In 1973, to remedy that imbalance, Finley and other owners pressured the American League to try an experiment, the designated hitter, which allowed a better-hitting player to bat for the pitcher without removing that pitcher from the game. Everybody adopted the designated hitter. Everybody but the oldest organization in professional baseball, the National League. From then on, the national pastime would be played under 2 sets of rules.
I remember 1972, before Bowie Kuhn and Charles Finley took bat out of my hand for good. Didn't allow me to hit. Lolich had me 0-2, and I moved up on the box, to take away his curveball. New Freehand saw me do it, so Lolich tried to bust me inside with a fastball, or so I was guessing, and he did. And I hit a line shot to right field, and Al Kaline, who was the ancient mariner of their ball club's already a statue. He came in, the ball went under his glove, rounded first, rounded second. I came around third, and it would have been an inside the park home run for sure, but I had never been there before. And I'm looking for Popowski, and if people know the Red Sox, Popowski's only 3'6", and I couldn't pick him up in the crowd, but he was way down the line waving me home, and I came around third and I couldn't pick him up, and I slowed up. Finally, he held me up, or would have had inside the park home run. That was my last at bat in a Red Sox uniform.
Welcome back. 1 pitch, 1 out is Nick Allen flies out first. So we have gotten, 5 outs now in a total of 6 pitches? This is exactly what I was talking about in the pregame show. Tim Heyer, do your job, son. First pitch on the way to Verdugo is up top for a ball. It's 1-0. I know he can't swing the bat for them, but someone's got to get into him and say, quit giving away these outs. The 0-1 misses high, 1-1. We're in the top of the 3rd inning. Irvin now at just 29 pitches with 1 out. He's given up just the 1 hit. And they are just in there ambushing left and right. It's like their go-to. The 1-1 pops it up high into left center, making the easy catch as Wood to away. So more of the same from this anemic offense, and today they made the decision to not put Spencer Strider in the lineup in the rotation this week, but instead to have him throw a simulated game on Wednesday. As the first pitch on the way to Riley is right down the pipe for a strike, curveball, it's 0-1. And so that would put him into the rotation probably next Tuesday night in Washington. The 0-1, down and away, 1-1. I don't know if it has anything to do with the fact that they didn't want him to pitch in Atlanta on his first time back. I don't know. 1-1 misses high, 2-1. I know it's not his first time back, but it's first time since the injury. But it's the only thing that makes sense. But they're worried about him overdoing it, so they're going to baby him once again. The 2-1, down and away, 3-1. Spencer Strider was interviewed, and he gave the exact opposite answer. He basically said, I'm ready to go, my guy. What are we doing? But they're going to waste another, what is it? Is the 3-1 outside wide ball 4. So Riley will head down to first. It's frustrating when it's a team trying to get to 500. And I'm not saying you got to pitch them on Wednesday, but I'm saying pitch them on Thursday. Giving him extra day. And let him go as far as he can go. And you still have options down in that bullpen. You could sit down and then go get Kimbrel if need be, if you need to freshen up the bullpen. First pitch to Olsen is a changeup off the plate. It's 0-1. But it's like they manage this team so tentatively that they're never aggressive enough to go for the gusto in the regular season. The 0-1 fouls it back. It's 0-2. And that has bled into the postseason. Well, let's be honest. 2022 and 2023 were huge letdowns. The 0-2 count. Olsen comes set. Digs in. Kicks and fires. Swing! That ball's rifled down the right field line. If it's fair, it's a problem. Goes off the wall, foul. Riley probably would have been held at third, but that would have been very close to scoring a run. Depending on how that ball caromed off the wall and how quickly Cruz could get it, Riley and Olsen would at least be second and third with 2 outs. Just a few inches. The 0-2, swing, dribbles it. That's going to get through the infield. They had an overshift on, and Olsen comes through with the base hit. We got runners on first and second with 2 outs.
This is not watered down. This is Ice House.
Man, Garcia.
Ice House. Smooth as it gets.
Garcia was darn near playing first base, and the first baseman Lowe was essentially standing on the first base line. That was a weird defensive configurement. First pitch on the way to Ozuna. It's a sinker on the outer edge. It's on 1. Ozuna walked his first time up. I've seen some overshifts before, but normally that second baseman's a little farther towards second. The 0-1 misses high, 1-1. One count. Righty, first and second, 2 outs. The pitch, swing. That ball's going to get rifled into left field. Here comes the throw. Riley is going to be heading to home, and he will score. RBI single for the Big Zoo, the Big Bear. And your Atlanta Braves lead it 1-0. Man, did he pound that ball. That was a worm burner in between short and third. First pitch to Harris is a swing, and that ball's going to get down where the green grass grows. Here comes the throw from the center fielder, Young, and Olsen will cross the plate, and your Atlanta Braves take a 2-0 lead. Holy cow, we got crooked numbers in an early inning.
What they know about that?
God bless you, Mike. Keep your game tight.
Never know. You know what I'm saying? I got a little razzle dazzle.
Good hustle by Olsen coming around third. That ball didn't get to the center fielder, Young, very quickly. First pitch to Murphy is 92 at the knees. Sinker. Might have been a touch low. It's 0-1. Looks like the bottom of it did hit the zone. The 0-1. First and second, 2 out. Swing rifled up the middle. It's going to be a tough play, and they're going to throw it to first, and he's safe. He's safe. Good hustle by Sean Murphy. And a very Smurfy infield hit indeed. Your Atlanta Braves. They got the bases loaded. 2 outs. Ducks all over the pond. Maybe this will get Ozzie Albies out of his funk. Backhanded play by Garcia. He double clutched, and I don't know if it's because he thought about throwing the ball to second to get the lead runner, but there really was no play there. Something got in his head. It was either that or C.J. Abrams being so close to him made him think, no, that's not it either. Maybe he thought he was going to hit Michael, but he had a clear shot to first. There really is no reason. Something clicked in his head to make him double pump, whether it was real or just his perception at the time. But regardless, that cost him because now the bases are loaded. Luis is going to go out there and chat with Irvin. There's 2 outs. Ozzie Albies Man, could he use a big hit here? Could we get one to go bonzo here for Ozzie? He need just a base hit, anything. First pitch swinging, bangs it high, bangs it deep, going back, and it's going to die just before the warning track. Loud out number 2, just got underneath it. My word, I thought I spoke it into existence. We'll be back in a flash. Your Atlanta Braves have taken a 2-0 lead. Crooked numbers in the third.
I don't know who needs to hear this today, but whatever you're going through is going to get better. It's probably going to get worse before it gets better, but it will eventually get better. Or it won't. You know, you may be...
The whole Met team waving their outfielders in. Here's Rick Camp with a game on the line. 2 outs and no one on base.
Well, they could go to another pitcher, but in 18 innings, they've used just about everybody.
No, the only 3 guys left are Bedrosian, Perez, and Zane Smith. There's a strike 0-2.
So they've researched that, and they figure that Camp is the best hitter of the 3 left.
It'll be an 0-2 pitch. And he is at the deep left. Heat goes back. It is gone. Holy cow. Oh, my goodness. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Rick Camp. Rick Camp. I don't believe it. That certifies this game as the whack, wild, most improbable game in history.
Nobody can believe it. Camp makes it 11-11, his first Major League homer.
I mean, unbelievable.
There was a time, according to Jim Lefevre, when he was playing with the Dodgers, and they had the great pitching staff, particularly Koufax and Drysdale. And they were sitting around early in the season going down the whole National League. And they were trying to figure out how to pitch to these guys. And they'd say, Banks, well, pitch to Banks this way. And Mays, pitch to him that way. And Eddie Matthews, low and away. They finally came to, someone said, Henry Aaron. Dead silence in the Dodgers clubhouse. And finally a voice piped up and said, make sure there's no one on when he hits it out.
First pitch on the way from Grant Holmes is a curveball bending down below the knees to the leadoff hitter, C.J. Abrams. It's 1-0. 1-0. Rocks and fires. Outside wide. Curveball misses ball 2-0. Nationals have had a walk so far, but Grant Holmes has faced the minimum as he turned that walk into a double play. The 2-0 pitch. Fastball, P at the knees, 2-1. We're in the fourth inning, and your Atlanta Braves have taken a 2-0 lead off 5 hits. A guy that normally pitches the Braves really well. The Braves have gotten to him a little bit last inning. The 2-1. Swing, chopper towards Holmes. He's going to have to make a tough play. Did he get him? He got him! Holy cow! Backhanded the ball off the hill, fading towards the first base dugout. He throws off his back foot and throws a strike out of bounds to Olsen, who also did a great job to get into foul territory so he wouldn't collide with C.J. Abrams, who's a very good runner and was busting it down the line. They got him by about a quarter step, but they did get him. Good play by Holmes. James Wood, the batter. Righty-lefty. First pitch on the way. Slider misses outside. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Braves lead it 2-0. 1-0. Just misses changeup. 2-0. So a 2-0 count. You would normally say you would have liked to got more runs in that situation, but as the 2-0 lifted high into left, is that going to stay? She gone. That's that James Wood we were talking about. He's got a good power bat, and he just made it a 1-run lead. Fastball, got it up a little high, and he lifted it into left field. cut the lead in half to 1. So there goes your no-no. There goes your shutout. We got ourselves a brand new ball game here in Braves country. That's right in his wheelhouse. So 1-run game now. First pitch on the way, chopped over towards Riley. He'll throw off his back foot, fire it across the diamond, and it's a laser to Olsen. 5-3 on the putout, 2 down. Two down. Top of the 4th, and that'll bring Ruiz, the cleanup hitter, to the plate. The first pitch on the way is a slider, smacks it back foul. It's 0-1. Ruiz struck out swinging his first time up. Kicks and fires. That slider misses well outside wide, 1-1. 1-1 count. Brings it, swing, ropes it down the right field line, just foul. Just a long strike to make it 1-2. Same two teams back at it. Tomorrow night, 7:15 first pitch. Same thing on Wednesday, and then 12:15 on Thursday afternoon. The 1-2 rifled over the head of Grant Holmes. About took his head off. It's a 2-out single. Ball was smoked. Though Allen was playing close by it, he did not have enough time to react. That was another fastball that got up high in the zone. I don't even know how he reached out there to get it pulled like that, but he did. And you got 1 on and 2 outs. What I was going to say about the Braves last inning is the first pitch on the way is a 4-seam fastball. Misses outside to Garcia. It's 1-0. All of that damage came with 2 outs. The 1-0. Fastball misses high. 2-0. To me, that's a positive sign. When you start seeing teams getting 2-out offense going, that's usually a positive sign. As the 2-0 misses well wide of the track. 3-0. 3-0 count. Holmes really struggling with his control in this inning. It's already led to a home run. Is a 3-0 pitch. 96 at the knees. 3-1. Braves 2, Nats 1. Top of the 4th. The 3-1 from Holmes. Comes set. Turns around and flips it over to first to keep the runner close by. Catcher Ruiz didn't have much of a lead over there. That may be just him not liking the pitch that they picked and wanted to reset. The 3-1. Swing, rips it down the right field line, just foul. Second time in 2 at-bats that hanging slider's almost got hammered into the right field corner. He's got to get these pitches down. Full count. He's given up 2 hits, 1 a home run, 1 earned run, a walk, 4 strikeouts. The payoff pitch. It's lifted into center field, going back on the track over Harris's head. He'll make a Willie Mays style catch at the wall, baby. 75% of the earth is covered by water. The rest by Michael the Hawk Harris. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country. Wow!
Should we start drinking now so we have a nice buzz when we get there? We're only going to Walmart.
Welcome back to another episode of the podcast. Today's guest, my radiator. Anything else? Thanks.
Bro, I ain't gotta worry about my wife cheating. I gotta worry about her driving like she got 9 lives, running her mouth like she's 6'4", and if she's actually ate anything today, or is she just still running off pure rage and caffeine.
I ain't nothing but an old country gal. You know, I like sitting outside, sitting by the campfire, drinking Coors, waving at neighbors, petting my dog, drinking some more Coors. It ain't nobody bothering you about nothing.
You better not be burning any trash over there.
You
Armchair.
For 20 years, Henry Louis Aaron had been the quietest of superstars, self-assured, utterly reliable, intensely private. Born in Mobile, Alabama, seasoned in the Negro Leagues, he played brilliantly for the Braves, first in Milwaukee and then in Atlanta. But as the 1973 season drew to a close, he was suddenly the focus of even more attention than Roger Maris had endured 12 years earlier. He was just 15 home runs short of Babe Ruth's lifetime record of 714.
Please like and subscribe today, youtube.com/@BravesCountry. Let's get that run back, y'all. Jake Irvin goes back to work. Eli White, the batter, first pitch, swinging, bangs it foul. It's 0-1. That catch by Michael Harris, that's going to be a dun-na-na, dun-na-na. Unbelievable. That man doesn't get a gold glove. It's rigged. The 0-1. 92 at the knees on the outer cut. It's 0-2. 0-2 count. Eli White grounded out on 2 pitches his first time up. The 0-2 to Eli. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Four-seam fastball got him. Went away. That catch by Eli. For those of y'all who are, by Harris. For those of y'all who are listening on radio, he caught it at the 400 sign as he banged into the wall. Sticking his glove out over his head, turning his head at the last second to get it in vision as the first pitch on the way to Nick Allen. There's a curved ball down and away for a ball. It's 0-1. And as he spun to turn, he just stuck his glove out, and thankfully he could make the grab because the 0-1 misses high, 1-1. His momentum was taking him away from the ball. And as you can imagine, you get spun around like that, you're going at full speed. You need a little good fortune to go your way, too. Thankfully, that ball didn't tail off. The 1-1. Right there on the corner, it's 1-2. And with 2 outs, that probably would have been a run. 1-2 count. Swing, pops it up into center. Long way to go, but he's got plenty of time. Is it lazy fly ball? Left center field, quickly 2 down here in the 4th. So the bad news that we got on Riley, that we're going to have to wait over another week before he's coming back into a Braves uniform, because they're going to pussyfoot and put him out there on a Wednesday, a bullpen game or a simulated game. I mean, come on. First pitch on the way to Verdugo is right there at the knees. It's 0-1. The other news that we got is that Ronald Acuna Jr. is going to go on his rehab assignment, finally, starting tomorrow. It's going to be down in High A, Florida, as low as you can get as that ball's hit on the ground. Banged over to second. It's going to be a 4-3 put out, and that'll end the inning. We'll finish the thought on Acuna when we return Braves clinging to a 1-run lead as we head to the 5th.
Dad!
What?
I know you drink a lot, but what the heck?
What do you mean?
Look what you had me for lunch yesterday. Half a taco from dinner last night. A hot dog bun. A whole thing of Greek yogurt.
Oh God, I'm sorry.
A piece of lettuce. A strawberry. A raw egg and a fat carrot.
Oh my God. Would you just go get dressed for school?
I tell you, I never thought I'd get a chance to do this right here. This is about the 4th inning. I went, this game's kind of dragging on a bit. I wouldn't blame them if they found out, that it's going to be a little bit longer and they went on to bed. I appreciate y'all staying. It means the world to me. People all the way up in the upper deck, people down here in the lower bowl, man, I love y'all so much. I'm so proud to be a St. Louis Cardinal for this long and to win 200 games the other day with everybody supporting me. It was a dream come true. The first one's called Hey Y'all, and it's all about growing up in the South. It's all about good manners, sitting up straight, respecting your elders, and I hope you like it. Let's play it for them, Gary.
300 writers who had largely ignored him till now began traveling with the team, determined to be on hand when he broke the record. But at season's end, his total was still one short of tying Ruth's mark. The pressure from the media and the fans continued all winter long. I was a prisoner in my own apartment, he said. I lived like an outcast in my own country. At one point, he was receiving 3,000 letters a day, most of them unsigned. I don't want them to forget Ruth, Hank Aaron said. I just want them to remember me.
Welcome back. First pitch is pounded into the night. Blasted. Upper deck, thankfully foul as you can see it on your screen. Holy cow, it's 0-1. Josh Bell about destroyed the atmosphere with that one. The 0-1. Curveball down and in. 1-1. Grant Holmes at 52 pitches as we start the 5th inning. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2. So he's good on that front, but his control has been really bad the last couple innings. So the thing with Acuna is, yes, he's going to his rehab assignment finally starting tomorrow in Class A Florida, High A. Is the 1-2. Comebacker up the mound. That's going to dribble through the infield for a seeing eye single. Past the glove of Holmes and in between Allen and Ozzie, and it's a leadoff single for the Nationals. Grant Holmes, way too much of the plate on that curveball, or slider they're calling it on the outside. He's got a slider that bends much harder. First pitch on the way, swing and a miss, 94. It's 0-1. Hasn't really been using his fastball like he normally does, and it's a little surprising because it's a good fastball. If you're going to get beat with your good stuff. The 0-1. Swing, lifts it into center field, drifting over, making the running catches, Money Mike. Michael the Hawk Harris, one away. But the thing with Acuna, so he's starting his rehab tomorrow in High A. He's a long ways away from taking the field in Atlanta, because they'll send him down there for at least 1 week, and then you would think he would probably move to either AA or AAA the following week, and you would hope it means he would be back that 3rd week, but knowing the Braves, we're looking about 3 to 4 weeks before we see him in the Braves uniform. The 0-1 chops it foul down the line. It's 0-2. I mean, they have bubble wrapped him along with Strider. Strider said in the interview today, too, that his arm strength is fine, that he feels like he could go out and throw, but he understood that as the 0-1 swing, rifles it foul, slider, hanging slider, it's 0-2. He understood the fact that the Braves didn't want to put him out there and not know how long he can go because of the bullpen. But honestly, the bullpen's done pretty well. It's been managed really well to the point where that's not really an issue right now. Is the 0-2, fouls it back, we'll do it again. If we were getting a lot of games where our starters weren't getting a lot of depth, I understand that. You just have to kind of suck it up. But the idea that you're worried about the bullpen is the 0-2 misses high 1-2. Now all this goes to pot if there's an injury or something that happens, but as of right now, Strider's going to throw a simulated game on Wednesday, which means he wouldn't be ready to pitch again until Tuesday at the earliest. The 1-2, slider misses again. Murph keeps dialing up that slider and that bender, and every single time he's just not hitting it. The 2-2 brings it, swing, lifts it into left field. Drifting underneath it is Verdugo, 2 down. Grant Holmes at 62 pitches. Grant Holmes has a darn good fastball. The idea to just lean on the curveball left and right in the slider and not use that fastball. He's got a 6-pitch mix. He's got a fastball and a cutter that come in hot and heavy. The first pitch on the way, swing and a miss. 95-mile-an-hour fastball, 2-1. But Smurf has gotten into this rhythm where he calls it early in the count, and then when he gets to 1 or 2 strikes, he just starts going on the junk. The 0-1, down and away, 1-1. 95-mile-an-hour fastball with movement, that's something you can lean on. He's got a slider and a curve, obviously, because they've thrown it left and right tonight, but he does have a change and a sinker and rarely uses those. The 1-1, chops it foul. Slider, it's 1-2. The more these guys see the same pitch over and over again, not only do they pick up on your tendencies to throw, but they start recognizing it. 1-2 count. Pitch on the way. Slider banged on the ground over to third. Riley's got it. He's going to have to hurry. He'll fire it over first, and that'll end the inning. So they get the leadoff runner on, though it was a slow-footed runner. We'll be back in a flash here in Braves country. Got to get Holmes more runs.
Dude, I'm so tired. I'd do anything to get 8 hours of sleep at night. Oh, just go to bed 8 hours before you have to wake up. Nah.
You praying? I'm asking the Lord to watch over my little girl.
Well, while you're at it, ask him for a win. I got money on this.
You bet on a kid's baseball game?
I got 3-1 odds.
I actually was jogging off the field. I'm like, dang, boy, he looked mad. Boy, he finna give it to somebody. And then I'm like, oh, it's me.
Hey, bro, since the 1980s, the average rent price done went up damn near 4 times. And the cost of food done went up like 4 times. Yep, that too. And the cost of every object you could buy with money has also went up 4 times. Yeah, quadruple. That was the plan. What about the American dream? You don't think that's evil?
All right, I'd like to review the expense report from the sales trip. Could you please pull up the expense report? And I believe that Kate should be pulling up first, which is a perfect example of how your report should look. Staying within budget, that's great job. Brian, pull yours up next, please. All right, see, this is where everything goes awry because your budget was $60 a day and you just blew through that.
Okay, well, it's New York, so, you can't even get like a cup of coffee for $60.
Honestly, that doesn't give you liberty to spend $17,000 on one client.
Gotta spend money to make money.
You're expected to stay within the budget at least. You do not need to take the client to Sapphire Gentlemen's Club.
Honestly, for the last time, no one should be going to a strip club on the company card.
On opening day 1974, the Braves played the Reds.
3-1 pitch. There's a drive into left field. That ball is going, and out of here. Henry Aaron has just tied Babe Ruth in the all-time home run parade. The crowd is up. The standing ovation. His teammates are there to greet him. A 3-run blast by Henry Aaron has tied the great Babe Ruth.
First pitch on the way. Austin Riley, the swing and a miss strike. It's 0-1. Riley, who's 0 for 1, righty-righty matchup. Pitch. Curveball just misses. 1-1. Braves had Irvin on the ropes in the third inning. Other than that, the bats have been relatively quiet. He's at 57 pitches, so he's okay on that mark. The 1-1. 91 just misses outside. 2-1. If you're trying to make an honest guess on when we will finally see Ronald Acuna Jr., I've been saying, you know what's funny is I've been saying this since last fall. It's the 2-1. Swing lifted high and deep into center field, going back on the track, making a jumping catch is Jacob Young for a loud out number 1. Hard hit ball. Wasn't quite as dynamic as the one that Harris had to make, but it was a good play. I've had this earmarked. This is way back in the fall when I was talking about when he would be able to come back, and they all said, oh, he'll be ready for the spring. He'll be ready to go. We all knew that was nonsense as the first pitch on the way to Olsen's inside for a ball. It's 1-0. Because the Braves just, they bubble wrap these guys. And some of it's understood, but some of it's frustrating. The 1-0 just grabs the outer edge. Curveball, 1-1. If you're being realistic about it, he's obviously not going to be here this week. And he's not going to be here next week. The following week, they're in Philly for 3. 1-1. Outside wide, 2-1. And if you were worried about it, like, hey man, this is a TV show, which is basically what sports is. Let's get the audience in. Ronald Acuna Jr. making his debut in Philadelphia on a TBS broadcast sounds like the perfect spot, but I don't think it's going to happen. The 2-1 pops it up underneath it. Olsen, easy fly out, 2 down. That's 7 in your scorecard. So if he's not going to be back by the Philadelphia series, then you get to where it could be realistic. And that would be Friday night against Boston, May 30th. But if you believe that most likely they're going to take it easy, then most likely he misses that series as well, and we would see him June 3rd, Tuesday. It's a series that begins against Arizona. And that's really best case scenario. First pitch to Ozuna is outside wide. It's 1-0. If he's not back by then or in that neighborhood, they're going out on a 6-game road trip to San Francisco and Milwaukee. 1-0. Outside wide, 2-0. And I can very easily see them saying, you know what, we'll wait till June 13th, which is a Friday, at home against Colorado. That's not what any of us want to hear because we're ready to see him back in action. 2-0 pitch. Swing! That ball's belted deep. Going back on the track. Zip, boom, bam, it's gone! Ram-a-lam-a ding-dong! A solo blast! His 6th of the year. Man, it's been a while. Fastball, top of the zone, 4-seam fastball, and he did not miss it. About letter high on the inner cut. That is definition of Marcell Ozuna's wheelhouse, and your Atlanta Braves have taken a 2-run lead. It's 3-1. Got a good pitch to hit, and this time he didn't miss it. He's been close a couple of times the last few days. Remember some of the fly balls that he sent to right field that almost left the building, one in Pittsburgh and one in Atlanta. He got one right in his wheelhouse. First pitch on the way to Harris is a curveball down and away. Just grabs the outer edge. It's 0-1. Righty-lefty matchup, the 0-1. Fastball hammered up the middle. That's a worm burner. That's a base hit for my man, Money Mike. Let's get it, Braves country!
What they know about that?
God bless you, Mike. Keep your game tight.
Never know. You know what I'm saying? I got a little razzle-dazzle.
Solo jack and some razzle-dazzle. We got ourselves a 2-run lead. Michael Harris sitting at first. Sean Murphy will be the batter. He's 1 for 2. He's had a couple of good swings. First pitch on the way, swing and fouls it away. It's 0-1. His last time up, Sean Murphy reached on an infield single that he beat out the throw from shortstop. It was actually the second baseman. Oh, there goes Money. Swing on the way, lifted, high into right field. He's going to make the catch, and that'll end the inning. I think Harris had that base stolen. Sean probably should have ate that strike. But the Braves do put one on the board. We'll be back in a flash. 3-1. Your Atlanta Braves, good guys with the lead as we head to the top of the 6th.
He said there wasn't a spark between us anymore. So I tasered him. I'll ask him again when he wakes up.
My mama always told me I could be whatever I wanted. So I became a problem.
I mean, honestly, who'd have thought they would have banned you from every escape room game in Tennessee just because you're too good at it? What? Don't put me in a room made of drywall and tell me I have to escape. I'm getting the fat of that 5 to Sparta kick all the way home. I ain't got time for no puzzles. What puzzles me is the admission fee I paid to get in here is not going to cover the amount of drywall I'm about to up. What the fiend you're calling me, police, to what? Bring me the key to the city for setting a high score? 30 seconds flat, I'm out that promise you.
And what do we say when somebody flirts with us? I like your eyeballs as well.
Jaden has $1 bill, 1 quarter, and 2 pennies. How much money does he have? Jaden broke.
On Monday night, April 8th, at home in Atlanta, Aaron faced Al Downing of the Los Angeles Dodgers. His mother and father were watching from the stands.
Henry Aaron in the second inning walked and scored. He's sitting on 7-14. Here's the pitch by Downing. Swinging. There's a drive into left center field. That ball is going to be. Monday night, April the 8th, 1974.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way from Grant Holmes is a fastball high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. Holmes is sitting at 67 pitches. The 1-0. Another slider missing well out of the zone, 2-0. I mean, put that pitch to rest. Retire it for the night. The 2-0 count. Abrams 0 for 2 on the night. Pitch, swing, ripped right at Olsen. He'll step on the bag. 1 away. That ball was smoked. Going to his cutter that time, got way too much of the plate. His fastballs look pretty good. I don't know why they go away from it. And everything he's got bending is bending right into everybody's wheelhouse. We've danced out of danger so far. Holmes at 69 pitches. I mean, in theory, you want to be 75 or lower going into the 6th inning. First pitch on the way, chopped by Wood. It's going to be a close play. Riley fires it across the diamond, 2 down. Good throw by Riley. Good hustle. Getting well ahead of ourselves here, but if Holmes gets a quick inning here, we're not talking about 7th inning territory. He may be able to go 8. He hasn't struck anybody out in a while, but he's getting the outs, and that's all that really matters. First pitch to low. Curveball misses. 1-0. The 1-0. Outside wide, ball 2, 2-0. Mets and Pirates are still 1-1 tied. score in the 5th. The 2-0. Fastball right there. Did not get the call. 3-0. Might have been a touch low. 3-0 count. Fastball right down Main Street, 3-1. Taken all the way was low. He just had a deep breath like, man, I wish I'd have swung at that. When you're down 2 and 3-0 count, you normally do take. The 3-1. Swing, chops it foul. Full count. So a full count now. Trying to get out of this inning. If he were to get out of here, he's sitting at 75. The payoff pitch. Brings it. Swing, dribbles it over to Ozzie. He has it. 4-3 put out, and that'll end the inning. 1, 2, 3. Grant Holmes ought to walk into that dugout and say, hey, I'm saving the bullpen. Can we pitch Spencer Strider on Wednesday already? We'll be back in a flash.
Are you smart? Yeah. Are you strong? Yeah. Are you brave? Yeah. Are you pretty? Yeah. Are you kind?
Not really.
Is there a reason why you're going through my phone?
Yeah, I'm trying to see who this little Miss Jumper Cables is. Wait, that's me. Why do you have me saved as that?
It's simple. You always start your
Hey, Braves Country, this is Mac McGee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free, and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
All right, time for bed. Why hasn't that person spoken to you in a while? Is it because they hate you? Maybe everybody's saying bad things about you, and maybe they're trying to cancel you for something you didn't say or do. And what if a nuclear bomb goes off and you don't have enough food or water or weapons? And do you have a contingency plan? And do you have enough money for anything you might need? And maybe...
It had a terrible sag in popularity for a while. No one was particularly interested in it. But it is, I think, at the deepest part of the American psyche, and that's why it's always been, our great game. Pastime is a funny word for it. It's not a pastime. It has to do with the spirit of the people.
You're listening to Braves Country Radio. Please like and subscribe today. YouTube.com/@Braves Country. Your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. Ozzie Albies your batter. First pitch swinging, fouls it back. Change up off the edge. It's 0-1. Righty-lefty matchup. Ozzie Albies 0 for 2. Batting just .210. The 0-1. Outside wide. 1-1. 1-2 count. Swing. That ball's laced towards left. Right. Diving catch by Cruz. 1 down. He's not hitting the ball well, but when you're not hitting well, that kind of stuff happens to you. It's uncanny in the world of baseball. If he was hitting well, that thing would have dropped right in front of the right fielder, or he would have misplayed it somehow. First pitch on the way to Eli is fouled back out of play. It's 0-1. Couple of good defensive plays by the Nationals out there in the outfield tonight. And, of course, Michael's incredible catch. At the center field wall, if you're just joining us. The 0-1. Hammered over to third, but right at the third baseman. Tanya has it. It'll be a 5-3 put out, quickly 2 down. And Riley made a good play earlier today. We've had some pretty good defense, not to mention the throw by Olsen from first to second and the relay back from Allen. That was a pretty nifty double play. If that doesn't go perfectly, that could have been a big inning. First pitch to Allen is a curveball down and away. It's 0-1. Meanwhile, the pitcher for the Nationals, he's sitting at just 76 pitches. So I don't see him not coming out next inning, the 0-1. Outside wide 1-0. This is the stuff that has really changed the game. As if you remember, back when we had, or back before the designated hitter rule in the National League, is the 1-1. Swing, rifles it, fouling out of play, it's 1-2. This is the time of the game where the pitcher would be hitting right now, and you'd have to be going to the bench, or you just say, no, I'm going to let him ride one more inning because there's 2 outs and there's nobody on. But there was always that mind game that just doesn't exist anymore. The 1-2. Four-seam fastball, rifles back foul, will do it again. I hate it for all the younger generation to come that are not going to see baseball how it was intended. With strategy and all the different things. There is a left-hander warming up in the pen as the 1-2 misses high 2-2 with the Nationals. If Allen gets on, I don't think that's for him. I think that's for in case there's something brewing when Ice House comes up. He's still 4 batters away. The 2-2, fisted foul, will do it again. If they are calling this the last inning for Irvin, then they may start off with that left-hander out of the pen next inning because they don't want Irvin seeing a lineup a 4th time through. And there are 2 lefties due up. The 2-2, outside wide ball, 3-3-2. There's still some strategy, don't get me wrong, but it's not like it was back before they implemented. It's the reason why I became a National League fan all those years ago. I didn't like the American League. 3-2, swing, chopper, back towards the mound. Irvin's got it. He'll flip it to first, and that'll end the inning. Braves go down in order. We head to the 7th. 3-1 Atlanta. Nationals up next.
You call me crazy like I didn't warn you. Yeah. Did you think I was just joking? Did you think I was just playing around? No, honey. We're not well.
Yeah, well, I just want to let you know that I heard that you've been talking some smack, and I just want you to know that I've been taking Taekwondo lessons in the back of the Walmart Supercenter, so if you don't want to get hurt, then you better stop.
I have a joke for you.
Okay?
The government is excellent and uses your tax dollars efficiently.
What is wrong with you? Are you talking like today or like in general?
I had a little cry earlier, and I had a big cry last night.
Yeah.
But I'm not crying now.
You're not?
And I think for that,
Yeah.
I'm doing so well.
It is up. It is away.
The explosion of baseball salaries is the result of 2 things coming to baseball rather late, 2 very American things: freedom and prosperity. Freedom. Baseball players are virtually the last American worker group that got the right to negotiate with their employers for their salaries by breaking up the reserve clause and getting arbitration and free agency. Wealth. Baseball is enormously popular. 55, 56 million people pay to get into ballparks every year. Not one of them buys a ticket to see an owner. I believe in the labor theory of value. The players are the labor. They create the economic value. They ought to get the lion's share of the rewards.
You're listening to Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. Grant Holmes back on for the 7th. Set to face Ruiz, Garcia, and Bell. See how long of a rope he has. He's only at 76 pitches. First pitch on the way. Swinging chopper over to first. Olsen's got it. One pitch, one out. We'll take that. Near the top of the 7th. I'm wondering if Hellion Envy has seen this commercial with her guy, Travis Darnaud, and I believe his brother. They started something called Darnaud Athletics. I'm not 100% sure what it is, but they show kids playing. It looks like some kind of a baseball facility. As the first pitch on the way, 95-mile-an-hour fastball to Garcia. It's 1-0. 1-0. Rocks and fires. Swing lifted into right field. Going over. Gonna have to play it off the wall. Eli's got it. He'll fire it into the infield. And it's a leadoff double, or excuse me, a one-out double for the Nationals. So now it'll get dicey on whether or not, how much longer they leave Holmes out there. Still at a very low pitch count. These breaking pitches, they keep going to that slider. It keeps hanging. And that'll be it. So one too many called sliders by Smurf ends the night for Holmes. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
Apparently today is not Thursday. It is Wednesday, which means tomorrow is not Friday, and now I'm in a bad mood.
Hey Braves Country, this is Mac McGee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free, and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
Besides, nobody's getting hurt.
That guy was already up there when I got here.
I always get excited when somebody likes one of my posts because I'm like, another weirdo.
Aren't you supposed to get as much as you can in our society? If you earn big dough for management, you earn tremendous dough for management. Isn't that what capitalism's all about? Aren't you supposed to get that? So why we blame the guy for being a capitalist?
It was the Emancipation Proclamation of baseball. When the reserve clause was overturned, it disallowed the owners from signing perpetual one-year contracts to ball players, thereby keeping them in the organization for eternity. So basically, it allowed us to go from plantation to plantation based on the highest bid of the plantation owner. And the owners got very upset about that because it inflated salaries, and then ticket prices went up and television revenue went up, and they found out they were making more money, and they found out, wow, we had a $1.5 million franchise, now we have a $150 million franchise. So they made money, the players made money, the only people that got hurt were the American public, the fans, the integrity of baseball.
Dylan Lee will come out of the pen. Set up a lefty-lefty matchup. Josh Bell, who is a switch hitter, stands in. First pitch, down and in. It's 1-0. He's famously much more of a power hitter from the left side, but he does have pop from the right. That's probably why they went to the left-hander and pulled Holmes the 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Runner at second, one out. The man at the plate represents the tying run. Grant Holmes finishes with 6 1/3. 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2. 4 hits are allowed. 4 strikeouts. 1 walk. And he is responsible for the runner at second base. 1-2 count. Cruz stands on deck, the right-handed bat, the pitch, in the dirt, 2-2. If they keep the line moving, the number 8 hitter, Tanya, is in the hole, Young to follow. Still 1-1 in New York. Paul Skeen still going for the Pirates against the Metropolitans. The 2-2, Caught looking strike 3. Got him with the changeup. Outer edge. 2 down. Perfectly placed changeup by Dylan Lee. Big strikeout there. That'll bring Dylan Cruz to the plate. Cruz, he's got power in his own right. First pitch on the way. Slider grabs the inside edge. It's on 1. 5 home runs on the year for Cruz. 9 RBI. The 0-1 from Dylan. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Good slider that bent down below the knees. The 0-2 count. Dylan Lee looks back the runner. Brings it. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. What a big outing there for Dylan Lee. Punches out the rest of the side. And we go to the bottom of the 7th. Get up and stretch, Braves country.
All right. I can't see you. Let me hear you. A 1, a 2, a 3. We out to the ball game. We out to the side. Find me something up Cracker Jack. I don't care if I have to get back on the creek. Root for the
Welcome back. Verdugo stands in. First pitch on the way, lefty-lefty matchup from Ferrer. Is a sinker. Right there for a strike. It's 0-1. Braves 3, Nats 1, bottom of the 7th, the 0-1. Fastball misses high, 1-1. One count. Just off the edge. 2-1. Verdugo 1 for 3 on the day. The pitch, 97, smacks the outer edge, 2-2. Doubled to right to start the game, flew out to left and then grounded to second. You got a 2-2 count. Braves lead it 3-1. The pitch on the way. Sawed off foul, broke his bat, but it's going to fade into foul territory. We'll do it again. Verdugo will go get another bat. That got right in on his hands. Thought we were going to get lucky and it was going to drip over the third base line fair, but missed it by a few feet. That ball gets down and in. It's extra bases. There's no way to play that defense. 2-2 count. Ferrer comes set. Here's the pitch. Swing. Hits it up the middle. Backhanded by Abrams. He'll fire it over to first. Beautiful throw by C.J. Abrams. And he's been known to have some clunkers defensively. That was a great play by C.J. Abrams. One away. Always said he was a guy that I would have loved to have had with the Braves, but the biggest problem has been his defense. But that was a pretty nifty throw. I think what his biggest problem has been over the years, from my understanding, though, is consistency. You'll see that, and then you'll see him sail one into the dugout. First pitch on the way is a sinker upside. Out wide, it's 1-0. In fact, it was such a thing that they almost thought about moving him into the outfield, but they had so many good outfield prospects it was going to be hard to do. 1-0 to Riley. 87, changeup, misses inside. Called for a wide strike, it's 1-1. You look at that Washington outfield, and you've got James Wood, Jacob Young, and Dylan Cruz, and that's a pretty formidable outfield. 1-1. Inside, 98 almost gets him in the arm. You don't need any of that nonsense. It's 2-1. What is it going to take for Riley to wear something on that lead hand? The 2-1 count. Swing rifled into right field. That's going to get down for a base hit. And we got one on, one out here in the bottom of the seventh. Let's get some insurance, Braves country. Fastball on the inside. He used an inside-out swing and just muscled it into right field. He stands at first. Matt Olson, the batter. First pitch, swing and a miss. 98 miles an hour, cooked it down the center of the plate. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Southpaw comes set. Ferrer brings it. Swing and a miss. 98 miles an hour. Whew, he is bringing it. It's 0-2. That ball looks like he's getting shot out of a cannon. Olson looks like one of those gunslingers. They say ready, set, before they say go, the guy shoots it. The 0-2 count. Ozuna on deck. Here's the pitch. Oh. Friendly call on the outer edge, 1-2. Braves 3, Nats 1, bottom 7. The 1-2. 98 misses high. 2-2. Same two teams tomorrow night. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Blew it right by him, 99. He was not seeing that ball well come out of Ferrer's hand. 2 down. That'll bring Ozuna to the plate. He hit a monster solo shot his last time up. See if he can go deuces this time. They're going to, well, it looks like they're going to have they're going to hit the bullpen. I was wondering if they're going to let that left-hander throw in 90-plus face Ozuna. They will not. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country. On this date in 1884, umpire Van Court infuriates the visiting Detroit Wolverines when he calls their batter out on a third strike foul tip in a National League contest at the South End's grounds. Mike Hines, the Bean Eaters backstop, clearly did not catch the strike 3 because the ball became wedged in his catcher's mask. On this date in 1910, issuing just one walk, which spoils his bid for a perfect game, Philadelphia Athletics right-hander Chief Bender throws a 4-0 no-hitter at Shibe Park against the Cleveland Naps. The home plate umpire, Bill Dineen, who tossed a no-hit game against the White Sox playing with the Pilgrims in 1905, making him the only person in big league history to both throw a no-hitter and call one as an umpire. And on this date in 1915, talking about time flies when you're having fun, Chicago White Sox hurler Red Faber hurls only 67 pitches in his complete game victory over the Washington Senators. The future Hall of Fame right-hander keeps his pitch count down by needing to just throw 3 pitches to retire the side in order in both the 3rd and the 5th inning. And that's your Braves Country Radio on this date in baseball history. Find us on YouTube and Facebook today. First pitch on the way from Lopez, the new pitcher, is up top for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0, the right-hander, Jorge Lopez. We've seen him many a time. 32-year-old. He's been all over the league. The 1-0. Righty-righty matchup, runner at first, 2 outs, bottom 7. Pitch on the way to the big zoo. Drifts a slider up top, 1-1. Lopez started his career in 2015 in Milwaukee. He was drafted by the Brewers in 2011 in the 2nd round. They're going to flip it over to first to keep Riley close by. Drafted out of the military academy in Puerto Rico. The 1-1. Runner goes. Riley on the move. Head first slide. He is safe. Looked like he was shot out of a cannon. Riley, when he gets a good lead, man, I'll tell you, he can absolutely take off. He got a good jump there. He picks his spots. He doesn't go often, but when he goes, he goes. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That was all for naught. Got into scoring position, but Ozuna couldn't time up that slider. We go to the top of the 8th, leading by 2 here in Braves country.
I'll tell you right now, Christmas need to slow down. I only got $8.
Today we are talking about one of the most distinguished gentlemen in the game. Here is the career of Christy Mathewson. He wasn't just good at baseball, he also turned pro in football, playing fullback for the Pittsburgh Stars of the First National Football League. During his playing career, he became famous for his pitching duels with Mordecai Three-Finger Brown, winning 13 of the 25 games they matched up. His control was on another level. In 338 innings in 1905, he walked just 64 batters. Twice, he had more wins in a season than walks. When he was on the mound, you best not blink or you would miss the game. Many of his complete game gems lasted just barely 90 minutes. His performance in the 1905 World Series might never be matched. In a span of 6 days, he pitched 3 complete games without allowing a run while giving up only 14 hits. In 1908, he had his best season. That year, he set career highs in wins, games, innings, and shutouts. He even led the league in saves that season. During a game in July, he would run from the showers to the mound to preserve a win for the Giants against the Cubs. He was a winning machine, leading the league in wins 4 times, winning 30 or more games 4 times, and winning at least 20 games in 12 consecutive seasons. 5 ERA titles, 2 Triple Crowns, 373 wins, and a 2.13 career ERA. He was one of the best pitchers of all time.
Billy Martin proved what a powerful strategic tool paranoia is. He believed that everyone was against him, and so he spent every waking moment figuring out how imaginary enemies could be defeated in their nefarious plots. And sometimes he not only defended created strategies to defend against things that would never be done against him, but realized that those attacks were in themselves novel, and he would then try those attacks that he had already dreamed up a defense for. That's why he was so wonderful at suicide bunts and double steals and any way that you could humiliate or psychologically defeat the other team. He was sure that's how the world reacted to him. He was sure the world hated him, and so he turned that really raw, frightening paranoia into wonderful strategic intelligence.
Daysbel Hernandez will come on. Big right-hander. Fires the first pitch. 97 at the knees. It's 0-1. Jose Tena, the batter. The 0-1. 98 outside. 1-1. Daysbel Hernandez, 28-year-old out of Cuba. Brings the 1-1 pitch. Swing! Rifles it foul. 1-2. He's been up with the Braves off and on since 2023. Lifetime ERA of 2.72 is the 1-2. Fouled straight back. And do it again. I'm going to try to reset this screen. Looks like y'all's screen's a touch behind everything else. 1-2 count. Kicks and fires in the dirt. 2-2. We'll have the live feedback here in 1 second, trying to reset it. Looked like it was a good 2 pitches behind there. It'll do that over a game. The 2-2 swing lifted into center field, going over off the glove of Harris. He almost made another spectacular play. Evidently, he is human. And it's a leadoff single, or leadoff double, excuse me, for the Washington Nationals. Full extension, sticks his glove out with his right hand, and it just snow cones off the top. Actually, it hit his glove. He just couldn't hold on to it. As he was running and making that catch, his left foot pounded the ground, and that may have had something to do with it. May not have been able to squeeze it all in one turn. First I thought it went off the glove, but it actually made it into the webbing, but rolled out as he was on a dead sprint. So, first pitch hits the batter, and Daysbel Hernandez is unraveling again. Gives up the leadoff double. Now he hits the next man, the number 9 hitter. That's not what you want to do when you're leading by 2. Hernandez looking to choke this lead away, has put the tying runs on base, and there's nobody out here in the 8th. Ball got Will Call, who's into pinch hit, right in the upper arm, but he does have a padding up there. You got C.J. Abrams coming to the plate now. He can change this game with 1 swing. James Wood, another left-hander. He can change the game with 1 swing. You got 3 consecutive left-handers due up. They have not peered into the Braves bullpen yet. It looks like somebody's working up, but they could just be moving around. First pitch on the way, 97 misses high and outside. It's 1-0. Daysbel Hernandez about to throw his 9th pitch of the inning, and that one misses 2-0. He hasn't thrown many strikes in this inning so far. The 2-0. Down and in. Did he go around? He did. That was a very generous strike call by Big Bill Miller down the third base line. 2-1. Yeesh. We'll take it. 2-1. And it won't matter if you can't hit the zone, Daysbel. 3-1. He's in danger of loading the bases here. There's still nobody out. The 3-1 to CJ. Swing, dribbles it over to Ozzie. He's got it. It's going to be a 4-6-3 rally killing double play. Wow. I wasn't sure if they were going to have enough time to turn that. CJ bailed us out by swinging at a bender down below the strike zone. He knocked it over to Ozzie, and CJ runs well. So Ozzie had to take the long turn, flip it to Allen, and then Allen had to hurry it up and get it down to first, and he just got him. First pitch on the way, down and into James Wood. It's 1-0. So you still got to get out of this fire with Wood, but at least the worst he can do is tie it up with a swing. The 1-0. Grabs the outer edge, slider, 1-1. James Wood, back in the fourth inning, had a 413-foot shot. The lone run for the Nationals so far. Pitch on the way is down and in. Two 2-1 count. Right there, strike, slider. About let her high, 2-2. Daysville trying to dance through danger. Strike away from getting out of this jam. Runner at third. 2 outs, tying run at the plate. We're in the 8th. The pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. He did it again. Somehow he dances through grenades and finds his way with an ERA below 2 this season. He's nerve-wracking, but it worked again. We'll be back in a flash.
What the is wrong with you? Get in your car, dude. Get in your car! I'm in my car. That's fair. Can you get in your car? Will you call the cop? Yeah.
Yes, I'm beautiful and gorgeous, but I'm also insane. Insane. But don't forget beautiful and gorgeous.
Dear Diary, today I was physically assaulted by my shower curtain. I have never swung so hard at an inanimate object in my entire life. You keep your filthy fibers to yourself. Sincerely signed, someone who hates that.
I was born a dog. I identify as a dog, but according to my mom, I'm just a baby.
Oh, I miss you. Of course you do. It's me.
The Yankees lost the 1976 series to Cincinnati, but won the championship from Los Angeles the next year, powered by a quartet of sluggers. Chris Chambliss, Greg Nettles, Thurman Munson, and the flamboyant former Oakland star who cheerfully called himself a straw that stirs the drink.
You would walk past Reggie before a game, and there'd be a crowd of writers around him, and he would be talking in religious terms. His voice would sound like a preacher. And then you'd come back 5 minutes later, and he would be talking to a different crowd, and he's saying, I get to have the same figures that Lee May has, but I get all this money because I put the asses in the seats. The same man 2 minutes later.
You're listening to Braves Country Radio with Mac McGee, the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Michael Harris II will lead us off. Let's get some freaking insurance runs. Let's give some of these guys in the back of the pen a night off. First pitch on the way to from Rutledge, the right-hander. Swing and a miss from Harris on the outer edge. It's 0-1. Righty-lefty matchup. Jackson Rutledge, a 2.81 ERA in 11 appearances. The 0-1 chops it foul down the line. Tomorrow night, you got Spencer Schwellenbach, and we will see our old friend Mike Soroka on the other side. The 0-2 from Rutledge. Pitch on the way, splitter misses, 1-2. Rutledge, drafted by the Nationals to be a starter in the first round in 2019. 17th pick overall. 1-2 in the dirt, 2-2. Probably going to butcher this, but he's from San Jacinto, Texas, and he went to the same junior college with that name. The 2-2 to Harris. Rutledge comes set. Inside, almost gets him 97 miles an hour. About took his belt buckle off. Full count. If Rutledge looks tall to you, for those of y'all who are pairing this up, he's 6'8", 241 from Texas. The 3-2, swing, hits it to the backside glove of C.J. Abrams, who will make the easy 6-3 put out one down. 6'8", 241 out of Texas. Probably not someone you want to run into in a dark alley. Sean Murphy comes to the plate. Smurf 1 for 3 on the day. First pitch swinging. At a slider that was well off the plate, down and away. It's 0-1. Sean Murphy chops it fouled into the third base dugout of the Nationals. He flew out on the first pitch he saw in the second inning. Hard line drive, but right at the outfielder. Then he reached on an infield single and flew out to right his last time up. The 0-2. Good Lord. Did he go around? He did not. Good thing, because the ball got away and Smurf stayed put. I don't think he would have beaten out the throw, but infield is back into the left. The 1-2 to the Smurf. Down and in, slider misses, 2-2. He had that big bases clearing double yesterday coming off the bench to pinch hit for Iglesias. Blew the tie in the ninth. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Nasty slider, 2 down. That slider's got some pretty good bite to it. That's got to be something coming from a 6'8" right hand. You're standing in there in the box, you can barely see that delivery. Ozzie Albies will come to the plate, looking for his first hit of the night. He's now batting .209. First pitch, swing, lifts it, lazy fly ball, and the center fielder will make the catch, and that'll end the inning. Well, Ozzie Albies now 0 for 4, and Eyeglasses is warming up. Buckle up, Braves country. We need a close like we've never needed a close before.
How you lose an attitude in 30 seconds. Step 1.
Nowadays, most baseball players are compensated very well, but this wasn't always true. Way back when, players would need another job just to be financially stable. So here are some of the more interesting jobs worked by baseball players. Rich Hebner had an 18-year career with over 200 home runs. In the offseason, he traded his bat for a shovel and dug graves for $35 a hole. Despite winning Game 2 of the 1966 World Series, Jim Palmer worked during the offseason where he sold suits and in his downtime signed a few autographs. Waite Hoyt was once part of the Yankees' most formidable lineup. In his spare time, he worked at a funeral home as a mortician. Rumor has it he once drove to the Polo Grounds with a cadaver in his car, made his start, and then drove it to its intended destination after the game. In 1920, Babe Ruth decided the baseball field wasn't the only place he wanted to be a star. That year, he starred on the big screen in the movie Headin' Home and made some extra cash while he was at it. Roy Campanella started his own farming business after he was rewarded 100 baby chickens for every home run he hit. He went home with 1,400 baby chickens. In 1957, Stan Musial and Willie Mays both worked after-season jobs. Musial sold Christmas trees and Mays sold cars. Not only was Denny McLain a 30-game winner, he was also an organist. He even made it all the way to the Ed Sullivan Show.
What you need to do is worry about your own sins. God ain't gonna be asking you about mine.
Will you pray the day before the playoffs?
Well, I'll pray every day. I try to talk to God every day, and I will pray during the national anthem, which is my period of meditation for praying. No, really, you stick around the game, you listen to an old veteran like me, I'll show you how to talk on the air, boy. Yeah, talk, to TV. No, really, TV, cameras and going on like that. Huh? I'm telling you, man, I'll show you how to make a living with this stuff. I'll show you how to have the people eating right out of here.
2 outs and 2 on in the 7th inning here at Fenway. Deep to left. Yastrzemski will not get it. It's a home run.
Welcome back. Eyeglasses fires the first pitch. 94 at the knees. To low. It's 0-1. The 0-1. 95 misses high and out of the zone. 1-1. 1-1 count. Brings it. Swing. Chops it over towards first. Olsen, tough play. Backhands it. Flips it to Iglesias covering the bag. And it's a 3-1 put out. 1 down. I really just think this is a situation where Iglesias has to get his confidence back. I don't see anything as far as his stuff being any different than last year. He might be a touch off, but we've also brought him in a lot of times where the game's not on the line, and that's really difficult for a closer to get used to. First pitch on the way, 95 inside. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Swing, lifts it into left field, and it's a 1-out single for the Nationals. Pitch was on the outside part of the plate, and he just went with it. Good pitch. Good hit, excuse me. By Ruiz. First pitch on the way is a changeup underneath the zone of Garcia. It's 1-0. That really wasn't a terrible pitch. That was just a great job by Ruiz sending it to left. 1-0. Swing and a miss, changeup on the outer edge. 1-1. Sometimes you have to tip the cap to your opponent. You hate to see that, hate to hear it that way, but it's true. 1-1 count. Swing. That ball's going to get dribbled into left field. And now they got runners on first and second. 1 out. We got trouble brewing here in the 9th. That pitch was off the edge, and that pitch was sliced. 2 pitches that the hitter just went out there and got. First pitch on the way to Josh Bell. There's a changeup right there at the knees. It's 0-1. Dangerous bat here, Bell from the left side. He could change this game in a hurry. He is slow, so he's a double play candidate. The 0-1. Fastball inside. 0-2. A nicely timed bouncer to second or short could end this game. The 0-2. Swing. Fouls it back. Do it again. It's that same area where they're going down and getting it. And it's a good pitch for the pitcher, but I don't know if they have figured out from a scouting report, but they are looking for it. The 0-2. Swing. Back to Iglesias. He's going to have to take a second to recover. He'll fire it to Olsen, but because of the bobble, the runners will move into scoring position. Both into scoring position, and a single could tie this game. It was a hard hit ball to Iglesias. He was trying to get it quick to turn 2, and it went off his glove. He went to grab it, and then the ball couldn't find the handle. By the time he grabbed it that second time, I don't think he's going anywhere but to first anyways after the ball came off his glove, but you can tell he's just having a hard time right now. He just needs some confidence. First pitch on the way, 96 at the knees to Iglesias, one of their more dangerous hitters. It's 0-1. He is far from out of the woodwork yet. The 0-1. Sinker misses outside, 1-1. 1-1 count. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss. 96 up top, 1-2. Braves 3, Nationals 1. 2 on, 2 out. The 1-2 slider misses, down and away. Evens up the count at 2-2. The 2-2 just misses with that same slider. That one was extremely close. 3-2. So you got a full count now. The payoff pitch. Swing, rips it up the middle. Play made by Allen. He throws it into the dugout. Here comes the tying run, and an E6 is going to tie this game. Are you kidding me? 3-3 your score. I don't know what in the world was going on with Allen. He scoops the ball, double clutches for whatever reason, and then throws it wide of the bag. Olsen's at the bag. If he makes the throw, Olsen's there. He almost acted like he had to wait. Kind of like that goofy throw that was made by the Nationals way back in the... But my God, if you don't have the play, just hold on to it, because the game would still have a one-run lead if you don't throw that thing to the dugout. The runner at first, too. It didn't technically go in the dugout, but it went up against it, and the runner from second easily scored. First pitch, change up at the knees. It's 0-1. The narrative you're going to hear is that Rafael Iglesias blew into the save. That one is 100% on the defense again. The 0-1 misses high. Throw by Smurf, nowhere near the bag. Bad throw by Smurf. Good night. So the go-ahead runs in scoring position. The 1-1 is in the dirt. 2-1. 2-1 count. Pitch on the way. Off the plate. 3-1. Iglesias now at 22 pitches. (3-1) swing, lifts it high into left field, giving chases Verdugo. He will run out of room. Full count. Ball just went into the deepest part of the left field stands just before you hit the foul pole down there. Braves 3, Nats 3. The full count misses. And he'll head on down to first. Smurf coming out there. And it looks like Kranitz is coming out there. I thought maybe they were making a move. He is at 24 pitches. All this will mean is he won't be able to pitch the next day. So you know what? That might be what he needs. Shut him down for a couple of days. Bring up Kimbrel. Figure out who you want to have close but let him mentally reset. But that play by Allen is just dumbfounding. And he's played pretty good glove, so I'm not going to get all over Allen, but that play was just dumbfounding. I don't know what he was double clutching for. Olsen was going to be at the bag by the time he threw that ball. It was almost like he was waiting him for to be standing there. First baseman all the time are moving to the bag as the ball is thrown. Something clicked in his head. Just like the throw that happened that got Murphy on as the first pitch on the way. The swing and a miss strike. It's 0-1. When Sean Murphy had the infield single in the third, same type of thing happened. The 0-1 inside, 1-1. Only difference is the ball didn't go wide of the first baseman, and you didn't lose a base because of it. 1-1 count. Swing, chops it foul. It's 1-2. The 1-2. Brings it. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That'll end the inning. But not before an error brings 2 runs home. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Let's get some magic going, Braves country.
I don't think people realize how much of a burden it is carrying around such a thick personality. Walking around with an absolute dump truck of a vibe is not easy.
All right, we are going to do northern versus southern words, okay?
Here we go.
Here we go, ready? Okay, the stuff you put in your car is oil. Oil.
No, it's oil. That's motor oil.
I ruined, R-U-I-N-E-D.
I ruined my britches.
I drink soda.
Pass me a Coke.
I pushed the shopping cart.
That's a boogie.
Wash. I wash my clothes. W-A-S-H.
I washed my clothes.
There's no R in it. No R in it.
I washed my britches.
Okay. The house is on fire.
House on fire.
Fire.
Fire. Kind of like a car tire fire.
What?
A car tire fire.
Oh, I'm wearing pants.
I'm wearing britches.
Pants.
Britches.
Pants. And our last one is, I wear underwear under my pants. No, that's...
Your drawers.
That's what goes in a dresser.
Nice. That's your drawers.
Drawers.
Your drawers.
Your drawers. D-R-A-W-E-R-S. It goes in a dresser.
No. Drawers is what you wear under your britches.
In 1978, Steinbrenner's Yankees came from 14 games behind and then beat the Red Sox in a dramatic and for Boston fans excruciating one-game playoff to win the division title. It was the greatest comeback in American League history.
And a happy Bucky Dent.
New York then took the World Series from the Dodgers, but Steinbrenner was not satisfied.
Please like and subscribe today. It's free and it helps us bring you more. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way to Eli White. He's right there for a strike. It's 0-1. Righty-righty matchup. The 0-1 from Rutledge swung on. That ball roasted into the right field. A hard worm burner that goes off the glove of the second baseman, Nunez. That ate him up. We'll take it. It's a leadoff single for the White Lightning. See if maybe get him off to the races. Short hopped right in front of his glove. That was just a tough play. Nunez had little time to react. He essentially would have had to gotten in front of that ball, and he had no chance to get in front of that ball. Nick Allen's going to try to make up for his error as he stands at the plate. You would think a bunt may be in order. They've done it before with Allen. He's a pretty good bunter. The infield is playing double play ball. Third baseman is in. He is starting to show bunt. Here's the pitch. High and out of the zone, it's 1-0. Standing on deck is Verdugo. In the hole is Riley. So the top of the order due up after this. Allen's number one job, make sure Eli gets down to second. The 1-0. Drops a bunt down in front. Good bunt. Very good bunt. They'll flip it over to first. Rutledge to low. 1 down. That is one thing that man can do, is he can handle the bat with the bunt. They tried to throw a high one up there, and he caught it and basically just pushed it a couple of feet out in front of home plate. That's a perfect bunt. You got to get on top of it, but they always say that you're not trying to punch at it, you're trying to just catch it. That's exactly what he did. Rutledge night is through. They'll go and probably go get a left-hander out of the pen as Verdugo coming to the plate. Riley on deck. The Book of Eli is on base at second.
I don't want to party like it's 1999. I want to buy a house and groceries like it's 1999, all right?
Meal prep this, meal prep that. Oh, I can't on Sunday because I have to meal prep all day. Here's my meal prep right here. I will obliterate a TV dinner daily until they lay me to rest. But oh my God, the chemicals in that. Do you even know what you're eating? Have you ever read the ingredient list? Save it. I don't give a ignorance is bliss, baby. Let me enjoy my school cafeteria slop in peace.
Talking about one of the best women to ever play the game, Doris Sam. Her career began at the age of 11 when she started playing softball with girls who were older than her. She went on to help her softball team win the state championship in 7 of the next 8 years. She is widely considered to be the only 6-tool player in the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League. She could hit for average and power. She could field, run, throw, and pitch. Even when the league went from underhand pitching to sidearm, she never skipped a beat, and if anything, she got better. At one point, she converted from pitcher to outfielder. She still ended up being an all-star at both of those positions at one point in time. Speaking of all-star teams, she made 5 of them to go along with her 2 Player of the Year awards. She won a batting title, a home run title, and was consistently among the leaders in offensive and pitching categories. Not only did she throw a no-hitter in her career, she also threw a perfect game. In her All-American Girls Professional Baseball League career, she had 15 more RBIs and 18 more runs than games played. Simply put, she was the best.
What made baseball so special for me as a young child, and what I wanted to give to my children, was a sense of continuity, a sense that the players that you cared about would be back the next year, and they were part of your family, and you knew their strengths and you knew their weaknesses. You even knew how they stood at the plate. I mean, I used to know how Carlton Fisk was going to go through all these crazy maneuvers before he hit the ball, and I used to know the spot on the left field wall that he would always hit, or I knew the way Burleson would get a double.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way from the left-hander. Chafin is well off the plate but called for a strike. It's 0-1. Lefty-lefty matchup. That pitch missed off the dish. We'll say about 2 inches. Andrew Chafin, veteran left-hander, brings it in the dirt. 1-1. Those benders, you wonder if Eli might be thinking about stealing third. If he times up one of those off-speed pitches, like that one there that just went in the dirt, there's no way you're going to get Eli on a good jump. And they are trying to hold him at second, so that's opening up a bigger hole on that side of second base. The 1-1, swing and a miss. Chased a slider, it's 1-2. 1-2 count. Standing there waiting for one of these guys to knock you in might be fool's gold. Considering how the Braves offense has worked so far, you got to have to kind of force the issue. The 1-2 in the dirt, good take. 2-2. Any of these pitches that he's thrown, if Eli heads to third, he's going to be safe. And then you got to bring the infield in, and it changes the entire dynamic. The 2-2 count. Lefty-lefty matchup. See if he throws another bender. He'll turn and spin. Chase Eli back to the bag. The 2-2. Swing, chops it foul. Do it again. Did go with the slider. That time he hung it inside. You got a 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. In the dirt, 3-2. Standing on deck is Riley. Full count to Verdugo. The 3-2 brings it. Swing, chops it foul down the first base line. Eli was actually taken off on that one, but it kind of loses its, unless he walks him, it loses its meaning to run on a full count. The full count pitch, swing, chops it up the middle. That's going to dribble through, and here comes White Lightning. Heading around third, getting to home. Braves win. Braves win. Your Atlanta Braves win. Whiskey for my men, beer for my horses. Dr. Doogie coming through in the clutch for your Atlanta Braves. They put the...
What's going on? Blood pressure's coming up. The pulse is getting stronger.
They put the double bubble on his head.
Get the OR ready. We've got a live one going and we want him to stay that way.
I think that's becoming a thing now. As they walk it off, and your Braves win the first game of this series. Wasn't easy. We're going to skip the post game tonight. Got a call earlier, and I got to be up earlier than I expected to be. We'll be back with the post game show on Wednesday, and if it's within reason on Thursday. I got to be somewhere Thursday evening, but it's an early start. So Wednesday and Thursday, expect the post game show. Tonight we won't be able to do it. Braves win this one, walk off, and hopefully begin a winning streak. Player of the game, game ball. It's kind of a tough one. If you don't give it to Grant Holmes, I guess I'm going to give it to Marcell Ozuna. It's been a while. He did have 2 RBIs. He had the home run, went 2 for 3. And we'll go ahead and give the game ball to Marcell. Grant Holmes pitched a good game. And the error by Allen made the outing by Iglesias worse than what it really was. But nonetheless, we win the game, we hold on, and we'll see you tomorrow night, same bat time, same bat channel.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
It is the American game. That's just what it is. And actually, I can feel like I'm 15 when I'm talking baseball. I'm watching baseball. This is it. It does this. It can do this to any. It brings you back.